Saturday!
Right. Session 2. How's everybody doing? Wait, have we not done the clap?
We gotta keep this stuff in there for the community. This is gotta be the thing that plays at the end just to get people to laugh.
Just go ahead. It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah. Alright, so, who wants to recap from last week?
Tom did.
I'll be more than happy to recap for us. We met at the Tavern of the Six Candles via each of our individual benefactors.
Mm-hmm.
We were basically made to sign contracts stating we'd be willing to undertake this mission. Our mission is... What?
Who was the employer? Do you remember?
I don't remember. We each had an individual
He asked us to
benefactor, but I
stay
don't
a
remember the
while.
name of the
Listen.
employer. Yeah, he was a king. Caden.
Not a Caden. It's Caden.
Caden. Oh, yeah.
He's
the king who lived.
King Caden.
Anyway, and he tasked us to go north to get information.
Regarding?
I believe it was people who have previously gone on a mission to find the Sword of Air.
Yes, very similar to that.
We're traveling.
And he's given you a destination of
Glavier.
Glavier. Very good.
Say an expedition of sorts.
An expedition.
To find the scaly scales
I
of
would have
sages.
more information, but the only thing going through my mind
Scaly scale
was,
sages.
where the fuck's my honey dust?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I can get away with that.
As a reminder, you guys are here in Bard's Gate. Glavier is up here. And so you're going to be going on quite a journey up to the north. Does anybody remember about how long it would take by land?
55
days.
55 days. That's right. So,
Dragon Hills are the ones on the right there?
Dragon Hill's right here.
Yeah, just
I
checking.
feel like we shouldn't go through there.
And that this will be a 55-day trek, roughly estimated.
Yeah.
A few stops in between.
I mean,
to hit.
Yeah, that's assuming minimal downtime in the cities in between.
Yeah.
55 nights
Though
as
we
well.
do have a new lead in Elise.
God, I have
We do.
horrible handwriting.
Do you remember what that lead was?
The prophet statue thing.
The sages. Sage or sages divine. The past must use speak with the dead or find an offering, and have a period of have a record of who uses the sages. They have
Okay.
a record of who's used them. I took some good notes. My
No,
handwriting.
You
is
could also
horrible.
research personal journals
How
and
about
things
we
like
just
that
have
and see
him
if we can
take
find
all
information on the
notes for
subject.
everyone now?
Say what?
You should just take everyone's notes.
Party notes.
No, absolutely not.
But yes,
You
that's our
are-
current
You
lead.
did volunteer as the chronicler, so please note +5 for the number of days that have passed.
+5.
I had more
Days
fun
since
Friday.
So,
It is now
while he
6.
notes that,
6.
how did my clandestine overwatching of the party over these 5 days go?
Ooh, hold on.
I do believe I said I was going to very discreetly follow each one of them to try to get a better idea of the people I'm dealing with.
Oh, yeah, you follow them around. They know who you are, so anytime they notice you, they're just like, hey, and then kind of go back to what they're doing.
Hey,
But you definitely gather that this one's butt ugly, and that one has some kind of magic stick. You're not too sure what it does. He doesn't like talking about it for the most part, but when he uses it, it seems to cast either like burning hands or some kind of like fire-based
has
spell.
he used it
there's
though?
there's
in
a
the city?
potion for that.
Well, thank you for saying it, because
Yeah.
I was trying so hard not to make a joke there.
I
It
don't
causes
thi-
burning hands. It's a magic stick. He doesn't like talking about it.
It's a dick joke. All right, and then
Things you can't say.
No, you can totally say that on YouTube. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we're just referring to someone named Richard.
we were just trying not to outright state it.
well, that's what makes it comedy, right? When we go
No.
through and explain everything.
No.
Yes.
It's
And
not
then you also
funny when
realize
you
that
explain the joke.
he has some type of speech impediment where like every 6 or 7 words he has to say cobalt. But other than
Cobalt
that,
accent.
very
That totally makes cobalt sense.
yeah.
Yeah. It's the kobold accent. All kobolds speak that way.
Yeah.
Come on.
When
That's
you play a
good.
kobold, you always
Yep. And gnomes don't.
And gnomes don't poop.
Yeah, man.
Campaign canon.
Okay.
I'm
All right. And the great bearded one.
He's a dwarf.
That was so bland.
That
and
story
vanilla.
checks out.
Wow.
That was probably the most bland and vanilla one out of all of them.
I mean, Yeah, you would also see he's a cleric. Like he'll go around every now and then and cast some like clerical spells. Just to
Cleric
help.
things.
Cleric
Have
things.
to go
Yeah.
and help
What
the weak.
weird
and needy.
amalgamation is this? A dwarven cleric?
Yeah. This person has a giant pet wolf. Not giant. It's medium sized, but it's big for. It's on the.
It's big for a wolf.
It's big for a wolf.
big puppy.
It's a big old pooper, and the pooper wears armor.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I must learn its ways. I have
Does it
medium-sized
look like
things
a
that
husky?
follow
Is
me
it
around
black
that I would
wolf?
enjoy armoring as well.
What kind of?
What's his name?
Asher.
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 What's Asher look like? Does it look like a Precious or like a Damien?
Looks like an actual wolf.
Oh, so an actual wolf. Yeah, like a timber wolf, white, black.
Like a
mixed
Bruce.
It's
Just-
gonna be gray and black.
It's going to be on the
Grandpa.
test, so remember this.
It's
Yeah,
named
apparently there
Ash.
is a test.
I like it.
It's
I would
oral,
take it
but
notes.
there's a test.
Yeah, so you would pick up some tabs a little bit on everybody. He actively seems to be avoiding people, but you're not too sure why. It might be because he's hideous. But he doesn't like to talk about
So
people.
rude. Wow.
A lot of pent up aggression over there.
Oh, trust me, I have the heart.
Yeah, it's from all those recording attempts we made on your backstory.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Alright, so let's get into the game a little bit. So you guys are meeting on the departure date. You're all kind of gathered inside the city still, Bard's Gate.
Actually, there was one thing I wanted to slight retcon do. During the 5 days after you got that scroll, I wanted to go to his room and talk to him.
Talk to
about
who?
that. Alec.
Alec? About
Yeah.
what?
About the scroll you got.
Then talk to Alec.
Okay. I just wanted to before you went on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I go to your room one night.
Awkward.
Phrasing.
I open the door and I let you in.
Like,
What do you want?
Alec, right?
Yeah.
I noticed unlike the others, you're a bit more reserved during our initial meeting and sitting down with Kate and all that. Clearly, you're more of a intellectual pursuit.
I speak when spoken to.
Wise. I see a potential allyship, as I have my own intellectual pursuits. None of the arcane, but something similar. However, that scroll you got, I kind of want to have a look at, just as a personal hobby. I don't want it. I just need a little, just to look it over real quick.
Why do you need it? It's nothing alchemical at all.
Doesn't matter if it's alchemical.
You don't know that he's not.
I don't know that at all. It has nothing to do with ranger things, bow hunting things.
Consider it a hobby of mine that could benefit you in the future. In fact, I've been perusing other spells just as this hobby. Maybe a trade?
It was right. What do you have?
I think the only thing I have that would be of interest to you would be... You familiar with the... Picked up from one gentleman, the enchantment to enlarge individuals?
I'm aware of it.
Or reduce?
I have both.
You already have both of those?
I have both of those actually.
Wise. Okay. Unfortunately, I cannot offer you... Well, actually, no. You're a mage, correct?
I dabble.
But more arcane, not to the divine.
I've tried to do a little bit of everything.
Not too bad. I would offer you a chance to backwards the curing of light wounds, but I don't know if you're able to achieve that through my
Possibly.
notes.
It's not on your spell list.
Doesn't mean I don't look into it.
You could research it. There are rules for it.
I might. He could have been.
Well, would you like to look over that, and I'll look over the scroll? You may be able
He
to-
doesn't know what to make of it, but yeah, I'll do it.
Then I pull out a leather tome that looks a little bit stained, but more of not ink, but like almost like the leather's been bleached in a way. And he opens a couple of pages, puts it over in your way, and it's familiar, but instead of runes and geometrics and like long incantations and explanations, some of that's there, but you see more of formulas and breakdowns and chemicals and other substance being named, but you can see that the basics of the spell is there,
Okay.
just in a different way.
Your bird flies over, perches on your shoulder, and starts like curiously looking over what you're doing.
Later. Keep it here, and I totally get out of what I was going through my head and everything that I've been thinking of the past 10 minutes, and I go over, I go into my jacket, I pull out the thing that you can keep it. Actually, I don't.
Are
need
you
it
sure?
anymore. I don't need it anymore.
Well, thank you.
Very good.
If I come across something else of interest, I'll let you know.
Likewise.
And then, of course, I'd let you take the notes on it and close up the book.
Absolutely.
Thank you again.
Add it to my spell book.
Look forward to our travels.
What
As
did
I-
you just give me again?
Hmm?
What did you just give me again?
Notes on Cure Light Ones.
Alright. I'll write that down in a minute.
And as he's walking out, you see the door almost shut on its own, though.
Okay.
And then,
Cool.
Interesting.
Cool. All right. So now you guys are all grouping up inside the city of Bard's Gate. You've got your caravan supplies. Everybody's got their rations and everything they need to at least start making the journey. And it's just before dawn, so it's very early. You were instructed to meet here by Caden, and as a reminder, Caden and his associates, the ones that were your various points of contact, they're actually going off on a separate journey. And you guys are leaving early, but you're doing this more so as a cover for them. So your inquiries are still important, but just remember that you are doing this as a distraction.
yes,
So just keep that in mind.
we are aware that we're decoys.
Yes.
We're still trying to gather information, but there's a bullseye on our back, pretty much.
Yeah.
At least that's the hope.
And so, as you all come together, you're actually approached by Vorg, who, if you remember, was the like mercenary fightery type.
Mm-hmm.
And he's carrying like a large wooden crate, and he notices you all. He comes trotting right over. He approaches you first, and he starts to explain why he's there. Caden sent me. I have some goods for your travels. Your research in the library turned to be more useful than expected, and so he wishes to provide you all with a reward. He reaches into the crate, and for you, he's not too familiar with the weapon you use, but he pulls out a masterwork hunting knife and gives it to you.
Take it back, and we do the whole, arm in arm handshake. Very
Brothers
firm.
in arm kind
Brother
of.
in arms thing.
Yeah. I'll come back to you.
Alright.
And then for you two, he pulls out a potion bandolier. And so a potion bandolier is an item. It's chest, but it's not magical.
Yeah.
It allows you to pull potions as a swift action instead of a move. It has 10 slots, and you basically have to denote like what potions are currently in the bandolier. So that way you could take a move action on your turn, draw a potion, and consume it. So consuming a potion is standard. Alright. For the kobold, he manifests a small ruby gem and hands it to you, and he says, I don't know why I wanted to give you this, but it seems strange to me. You would instantly know that this has the conferred +1 luck bonus on it that gold dragons can give. And so gold dragons can usually give, they'll take 1 gem a day and they'll confer a luck bonus onto it, and it can apply to their armor class. So they tuck it into their scales and it makes them slightly lucky. This one's been permanent, so you'll have a +1 to your AC while you keep it basically on your person.
Wow, that's insane.
Look at that.
For you, he manifests basically a small leather wallet. It's got some stuff on the inside. You know what it is. You can roll a d8 to see how much is in there. Actually, we'll make it 2 d4s because it would be more than
2d4.
one. Yeah.
I'll be able to d8 better.
I have so many different notebooks. I have my spell book. I have my note
You may go first.
5 doses.
You chose to be the chronic.
I was
he was kind of
being sarcastic.
For the dwarf, he pulls a bead from the crate, and you would recognize it instantly as an Elder's Clasp. It's a status piece that dwarves wear. It's basically a specific type of bead that gets woven into your beard.
Mm-hmm.
While you wear it, you have a +2 to your diplomacy and to intimidate.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what's the can I get the exact
Do a +2 to diplomacy.
So masterwork items are +1 to hit, and then the hunting knife is going to be effectively a short sword.
What
So
was
we'll
it
do a
called?
d6 because it's bigger than a dagger.
What was the thing you conferred to me?
Elder's Clasp,
Elder's
fancy beard bead, +2 to diplomacy and intimidate.
Does he lose its effect if he loses the beard?
Yes.
Such a shameful thing will never happen.
And for you, he actually bows and goes, "Milady,"
Dwarves gain +2
and he
wisdom,
produces
+1 diplomacy,
a quiver,
Sweet.
and the quiver contains 40 mastercrafted arrows. So they'll have an extra +1 to
Wisdom's
hit.
at 19.
So after he's done passing everything out, he kind of sets the crate on the back of the wagon and goes back to you, and he goes to give you another firm handshake. When he leans in to embrace you, he whispers into your ear, "They're being tracked. We've caught 20 of them men already coming after us this morning. Be prepared for an ambush outside the city."
Okay, bye. Thank you.
He does the bro nod and then turns, bids you all farewell, and starts making his way back deeper into the city.
Peculiar.
All right.
None of the rest of us hear that though, right?
You guys could roll perception checks if you want to try to overhear.
While they do that, I'm
Wasn't
just
paying
going to be
attention at all.
handing the wallet along with 3 additional doses added to it
I do
into
not.
my Edolin's waist pouch.
Okay, so you're
He wears a belt. He has a pouch on it.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to him.
okay.
24.
Perception. You would eavesdrop a little bit to hear what he said.
11. It works.
You would also hear.
So interesting.
Elvis?
What once we leave this?
Well, not immediately outside the wall.
That would be odd. You just walk out, and just stand at the corner.
We don't know
About 10.
if they're part of the guard or
We don't
not.
like your kind around here, adventurer.
High school
You
bullies.
came to the wrong neighborhood.
Hello, it doesn't exist
we
beyond those walls. Kabow.
That's fine.
I'm gonna laugh if it's just a group of kobolds.
Would be awesome as hell. They'd be so dead.
Anyway,
Yeah. So,
On the road.
sunrise is still a ways off. Do you guys want to do anything before you leave the city?
Is there
I do.
anything you guys want to put in the carts that the mules are pulling?
All
Rations?
60 of the rations that I
all
bought for the
yeah,
party.
we're gonna put all our rations
Main
in one
pack.
box
And how
such.
much does that weigh?
That's a good
It's
question.
not 3,000 pounds worth of food, if that's okay.
It's like
Well, I mean,
like,
I'm trying to
one
keep track of
ration
how
should
much
be
is
about a
1
pound,
Okay, so plus.
if I remember correctly.
It
I
is. One
see.
ration is 1 pound.
Yeah.
And I bought 24
So 60
as well,
pounds
So we have
would be 6 pounds.
so we have 84 rations on the cart now.
84, so that's 84 pounds.
That's a lot of rations.
It should be a lot more than that.
There is.
Oh, we're stopping
I also
halfway,
have
right?
mine on there.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's why we
I'm
didn't
the
fill
only
it.
one that bought rations.
Yeah,
for
and anytime we stop in a
I
town, we can
bought
eat the
50 I
rations
bought
there
mine.
as opposed to.
Yeah,
I did
And
mark
you,
it down.
and
I
you
did
can
buy
carry
mine.
your own.
Well,
Yeah.
mine's on the car,
Yeah,
but
put-
I
Oh, would you like to
did buy
put
mine.
on the cart as well?
Please, if you don't mind. 55 rations.
Yeah, I'm
55?
I'm the
I
only
was
one
like,
that yeah, I'll just
uh,
hunt
Try to
for
find
food.
several
keep the
forms
rations
of
separate,
false
Because he
identification.
has 55.
Oh,
I have.
right.
I do.
16.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
have a
elaborate
very-
on that?
Basically, you know, if a
44.
guard ever says, you know, let me see any identification, you know, just
Like
different
forged
name, maybe different coat of
Ah.
arms, different family,
He's
different
out.
areas, you know.
Okay. So you want
Nothing like a photo
King
ID.
Llama has
Just,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, oh, my papers.
Oh, you don't need a
Um,
for the gas
How you
station.
spell it?
you wouldn't be able to get
YAMA?
that in the morning, but you could have gotten those through the 5
YAMA.
days.
Yeah.
All right,
Llama.
so you're
Yeah,
gonna let
so
me
his name is
write
Llama.
down that.
A little bit.
What are you gonna put
As
the cost
far
on
as
that
this
for?
kobold knows.
Got
Well,
it.
you're
So
procuring them,
actually-
I'm assuming illegally. So
I
Probably each
Just
one
like
would be a
lot of
gold
other
piece.
stuff
A
he's
gold piece? Oh,
Well, like
yeah.
30.
I mean,
Okay.
effectively, it's
Yeah,
just a
20.
forged
Yeah, 30.
document.
It's easier. to
Exactly.
remember.
So that leaves me only with
You're paying
300
30.
gold pieces left.
I mean, you can have
Rations.
as many as you want, but
What am I-
effectively, what I'm saying
I
is
got
like
20.
you're basically buying
But I'm just
somebody
gonna
to
carry
use the
mine.
forger's kit to make some.
Exactly.
just write
because I didn't take
for
forgery,
me.
I took alchemy.
Just put
I
Van's
got
bag.
2 barrels and manacles on the cart so far.
Excellent.
All right. I will keep
We
a
taking
tally of
prisoners?
those as I use.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Exactly.
Or is that just for us?
I
Oh.
mean,
All right, that kind of trip.
this dwarf is about to.
Oh, and just so you're aware, the reason just so everybody knows, the reason I'm giving the items to the Eidolon is if he goes back into his home plane and returns, he still has the items he had on him when he left.
Yeah.
And comes back just in case.
Yeah.
He's my own little drop stash.
Yeah. All right.
So he'll probably also hold 19 of the 20 fake IDs.
It's a good idea.
I'm the wolf. He's the wolf.
I'm a man who respects his privacy.
Well,
This is
it's a
Asher.
good smuggling. It's a good mule.
Yeah.
In the flesh.
No, he's my job. It's like, oh, guards are coming. Be it.
Did we introduce Bruce?
No, that's Asher.
It's Asher. Yeah.
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 That's that.
Oh.
To scale.
Mhm.
Just-
There he is.
He's the terrestrial.
All right. So, you guys start departing the city.
Yeah, start our journey.
Do you have a dedicated marching order?
I'll lead the way.
All right. Do you know where you're going?
No.
All
But
right.
I'm charismatic about it.
I would be in the back, ready to undo the. Are we allowed to restring the bow?
Yeah, as soon as you leave the city, you guys can start.
that
arming
immediately.
yourselves
That's
up.
the first
I
thing
do
that I'm
have a
doing.
question.
Is
The
just
carts I got, are they just like carts that are being pulled by a
Gentlemen,
mule
we're
with no
going
seat, or are they
east.
like seated carts?
They're
It's a great direction.
Where we're
Are
going.
they
they're like they would be like
Oh,
Gandalf's cart
north.
in the Fellowship, so they're not
Okay.
covered, but it's more than just a
Also great
rickshaw.
direction to go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it would have four
All good directions.
four posts, 2 axles,
Yes.
enough
We go
space for
north
a
to the
driver,
Razor
a
Coast.
passenger, and the gear in the back.
Wait,
Got it.
And a spot for me to sit on.
Yeah.
But I say it with confidence.
Together, I keep it in my hand.
Okay.
that's all that matters. As long as
Yes,
it's
hello. So everybody's arming up.
I
their
am
weapons
just
ready.
riding in my truck.
Yes. And I will be leading us east
Going over things.
towards the Razor Coast.
And I will allow him to lead us east towards the Razor Coast. Read.
he just took
I
a
would
dose.
like to
apparently.
question
But
why
I
we're-
say it with confidence.
So you're heading north.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I think it's east towards the Razor Coast.
The Razor Coast is far to the south.
Exactly. That is the humor of it.
All right.
Who has the map?
I have a map.
Wait,
Oh.
we got a map?
I have
Yeah.
a map too, I think.
DB, my head hurts from that.
Wait, it
No,
turned
I
into a
don't.
meme. Wait.
I think the person who has the
We
highest
have a
knowledge
map?
local should be.
It only
in
took
charge of
23
the
minutes
maps.
too.
Right. Well, none of you bought maps. Did anyone else buy a map? No? I have a map. We're
No,
going
but for
east
some
towards the
reason-
Razor Coast, but,
but-
we're gonna go about it in a northerly
All
fashion.
right, we have our GPS, the Cobalt.
We'll go
Cobalt.
straight north, but then at some point we'll turn 1 degree
The
east.
Cobalt
so
positioning
eventually we'll
system.
get there.
Well, what's
Yeah,
the
circle around.
the trail called again?
The old road.
The old road.
So you guys are here. And you're coming up this way. This is the old road.
But we're not there. We got like what?
Not to be confused with the old
There's a-
road.
There's
So-
a song reference
Please
there.
nobody
There's a-
sing the song.
There's a fort,
I
won't
but
say it.
Well, there's a town here.
mhm.
Because YouTube.
Glendonald Close.
Sing two
It's just
lines,
north
but
of
not
Bard's
that.
Gate. It'd probably be about
Grandpappy.
Yeah, we can
No
reference, but I
doubt.
don't want anyone
1,
out there
2,
singing
right
the
near the
song.
ancient road.
six hexes. That's
Parallel to
300
Primordial
miles.
Road.
Thank you.
30 days away.
30 days away.
Math.
All right.
That's not that bad.
Ah,
A month's journey on foot.
who knows? There might be some
Well,
small
no.
villages on the way.
Did, you,
It
did,
wouldn't be that. It'd be.
did everyone remember their coconuts?
Oh,
You
you
always forget something when I left my house.
Anyway.
15,
So,
that's what it is. It's about 15 days.
15. All right.
alrighty, so we leave town.
He's leading the way. I'm on the behind the cart in the back.
Well,
Yeah.
I need
I'm also
I need
on the
another
back.
driver for.
'Cause
the
once
carts,
again,
I'm on one. Who's
If we're
pulling
being
the other.
followed,
Oh,
I would
so
like to
they're
give
both
them as
the
much
same
bad
thing?
information to listen to
Oh no,
as
there's 2
possible.
carts.
Smart.
You can have them.
Just tied together.
Yeah, or I forget what that's called, but you can have them like daisy chained together. So like you're driving one, and the other one's just following the cart in front of you.
Okay, cool.
Border.
As I am an
Got a little train
entertainer,
going.
you know,
Yeah.
I would like to do a performance check and follow our Edolan carrying friend as a flute player.
But you're carrying your dog.
Okay.
No.
I thought you'd like.
I rolled a 2.
Gentlemen,
I got news for you, but the
But my
Edolan is
charisma
actually
is
bigger
4,
than I
so
am.
it's a total of
It's
6.
just the way he said that.
It sounds atrocious.
Yeah, but I'm doing it
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But in Kobold, it sounds like
It's the best
freaking
music.
Music to
A
his ears.
sonata.
Aqualung.
So at this point, you would inform the rest
I
that
thought
were
the
being
most
followed.
famous flute
Yes,
song I can
and
think of.
as I inform you,
I don't
I will
know.
be standing
Aqualung?
Obviously.
away from
With
the
a
group
6.
about
Oh, do not sing the song.
To the side, to the front.
to the back and the side.
So you tell us that they're
Back
coming
and to the
from
left.
behind us. Do you know which direction they're coming from?
No, I just know that we're being followed, and I'm letting
Wait.
everyone know.
And
Wait,
setting up
of
for
course we're
ambush.
being followed. I've got all of you behind me.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm
True
gonna
wisdom.
miss him.
Conjure.
All right. So
Oh,
it looks
but
like
also
our
next to me is
marching
a 7
order.
foot tall winged purple creature.
I'm not gonna miss him.
Pull up some spells.
But yeah, augment summoning. That thing's got a 21 strength.
So high. Absolutely.
Okay. So you guys don't really need to make survival checks to navigate the countryside because you're just staying on one road,
Yeah.
and there aren't any significant offshoots that you guys would know
And
about
this
to
looks like
take.
it's still a well-traveled road, so.
It is very well traveled. You would see that the majority of the land outside of Bard's Gate is a mixture of like farmland and the gathering of natural resources, like lumber, clay, that kind of thing. You do see a lot of people. It's a very popular road. The farther north you go, though, the population tends to dwindle, so you could gather that as goods and stuff are basically brought in from the countryside, they come to the road as like a rendezvous point and then move south into the city proper. To the south, you can see the city.
Mm-hmm.
To the west, you can see the Stoneheart Mountains. To the east, it's very just like open country. It's you wouldn't be able to see the coast from this distance. And to the north, you can see what lies before you, which is a section of the Stoneheart Mountains and various like sparsely scattered forests where the farmland just is either too old or too underkept in order to keep felling the trees. So they would be sparse, just woodland clusters. There are some merchants on the road. They approach you guys. They offer to sell you overpriced things like flowers, rations, all that kind of stuff. Nothing you really need because you just stocked up from the city. And you've informed the party that you guys are being pursued. Excellent.
How's the weather?
It would be springtime. So the weather, it's a little bit cloudy. It's good traveling weather. It's still kind of cold.
Temperate, occasional rain.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah.
Average show.
So it's not snowing or anything like that. Yes. What else? You don't and there aren't like active monsters or anything like that you would see. So this is very
It's a nice,
well.
safe road. Travel.
It's a nice safe road. It's
There's
a
no
tamed
mirrors
land,
around.
except for the occasional bandit. But with the amount of people that you guys have in your party, most individual bandits would leave you alone and try to disguise themselves as just the standard passerby.
Good, smart.
Is there anything the party wanted to discuss?
I'm not with the party technically, so I can't really discuss it.
Yeah, I've got you. You said you wanted to be towards the rear of the caravan and then off to the side.
Yes.
Okay, and you're bringing up the rear. You two are out in the front, and then you three are in the wagons.
Yeah, rear of it. Just
I feel
kind
like it
of.
designated us three are out in front. Because I have summoned the
Yeah,
creature
yeah.
that's traveling right next to me.
I'm not marking him on the map. It's just
No,
he is
that-
wherever you are.
Perfectly fine. I'm just
Unless
making
otherwise
sure, aware that it's like, yes.
Just kind of keeping eyes on a swivel and just reminding everyone, like, just watch the tree line. Watch for any suspicious activity.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
like a giant open field area, right? Where like rolling hills or anything. It's like trees on the sides and shit.
There's the occasional trees. Yeah, you're not in a forest by any means.
Okay.
It would be countryside, definitely. Who's feeling lucky?
I'm feeling like I have
Sierra
plus one luck.
is feeling lucky.
I'll roll.
Oh, here we go.
All right, we had a volunteer. So roll 3d6.
3d6.
Tell me what you get.
Oh, I
This
thought
feels
you
good.
meant
Percentile.
D20 roll. And I was just like, oh.
Good. Good enough. Good.
6.
I need the individual results.
Oh, 3, 1, and 2.
All right, one bad luck. So,
Is that bad?
Bad luck.
yeah,
is bad.
ones are bad,
Oh.
6s are good. So, Chronicler, this is 4 days into your journey, so this is
You were
contracts
right.
plus 9.
Did you roll all 6s?
I know. You rolled all 6s?
So your new character
Nazi.
starts now.
Jesus.
You
You said 4 days?
It's a lie.
Oh yeah, we traveled 4 days. I'm sorry.
I'm kind of glad I rolled then.
No. What?
We are on
Is
day
it
10,
good? Wait,
gentlemen.
what's
and
6
ladies.
bad
So
or good?
ones are
Also,
bad,
if everyone could
6s are
please
good.
mark
Okay,
4
so
days
rolling
worth
all
of
6s
rations
is
having
great.
been consumed.
I see. So I'm doing me one.
Mark,
Yeah,
would
right
you
back.
have me? Would you want me to have regular hunting checks? Since I am hunting for my food.
You said what?
That would be survival.
Okay. Want me to roll 4 survival checks then?
Sure.
What did you say?
I think to hunt for standard rations is
Where was
DC
it?
15.
That we've
7,
eaten 4 days worth of
3.
rations. I mean, 4 days worth of Yama's rations.
I have to put that down.
I'm also keeping track of how many rations I have on the cart.
Then they must be on
But
the
like,
well.
you know,
So
they're all good.
I definitely dug into those rations myself.
Okay. Just keep that in mind for as you level, you can drop some skill points into that.
Yep.
How many rations have we eaten so far? 4?
From the party rations, I've eaten 4.
Okay, so 56.
I will keep track of
Josho,
that as well.
Yeah.
did you bring that
So you
chest
were,
of
did you
dice?
fire?
Or
So
that chest
you
of,
fired shots then?
stuff?
Shooting at them?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
the detail lens?
have this
Oh, yeah,
hunting
okay.
knife, so I'd probably be using that.
Let's
Setting
go ahead
snares
and,
things like that.
snares.
trying
Alright, first encounter. So this was a discussed marching order. We've got Mr. X in the front with his companion, followed by Gauss. In the first cart, we have Grendier and Van.
Nope.
Alec?
Alec.
That's Alec, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the cart.
He has
though.
a
You're in the
raven.
cart, yeah. And then Van's back here. And then we've got only one donkey mini, but it's presumed that both carts have a donkey.
Did you hear me?
In this case, we've
Tick and
got
tack.
Alec,
Van here.
or
in the
Van
back.
for now. Now
Yeah,
you got me
Alec's
doing it.
Van. Yeah. Then in the rear, we've got Yama Nakamori and Issa and her wolf companion Asher. All right. So, as you all are traveling north, you're moving through what is effectively farmland, countryside, like I was talking about before. On the 5th day, you can tell that you've moved into what is untamed land. The farmland has pretty much become a memory from 2 days ago, and what you're moving through now is just raw countryside.
So the
There-
grass is like taller, unkempt.
yeah, the grass is a lot taller. There are a lot more trees kind of spread out. Also, there's almost nobody on the road. Like, you are the denizens of the road.
How's the weather?
Weather's still good. It's still springtime. It does rain on and off, but it's not like a torrential downpour. It's just, some light showers here and there. Everybody can roll a perception check. And you guys can have a situational bonus of +2. Because the road is kind of built up so that it doesn't flood.
That's good.
23.
22.
23?
22.
22.
5.
There we go.
18.
12.
10.
Okay. So everyone who got over a 20, you would notice that in the distance, that looks to be like some abandoned buildings. Like maybe it was an old tavern or like an old rest stop of some kind built near the road. As you approach, it is
Good place to be.
burnt, destroyed, abandoned, effectively ruins at this point.
It's a good place to make camp.
Could be more ruins.
You do notice inside though, as you guys pass by, everybody would notice the ruins, but everybody who got over a 20, as you guys look inside, you can tell that somebody has been living there. There is like some of the tables have been set up and repaired. There are a few chairs kind of spread about. There isn't like a fire going in a hearth or anything, but you can tell that there are signs of life here. So some sentient creature is using this as a dwelling. It's not currently occupied though, so whoever lives here is currently out.
Sounds like a whole hell of a lot of not our problem.
I mean, it's still, what time of day is it?
This would probably be late morning. So
Late
like
morning?
10
Oh
o'clock.
yeah, we're still, we're fine
You guys have been marching for a couple hours now.
on this day, so.
I mean, obviously, if the ruins pretty much been looted, and if somebody lives there, I don't feel the need to take their stuff.
That would be stealing and wrong.
Yeah.
Come out.
Well, any more trouble we can get into than we absolutely have to is way too much trouble that we should be prepared to handle.
And the mules can handle getting those to lunch. We can stop then, so.
No? Okay.
So why don't we take
So, you guys keep continuing onward. Probably about an hour later, a little closer to noon, but not quite. You can see there is, in the road ahead, 2 people. And they look armed. One has a short bow that is readied with an arrow nocked, and the other one has a short sword and a dagger ready.
We all notice this.
They notice you. Nobody was actively trying to stealth, and you guys can notice them. They're not actively trying to stealth. So once you get about, 100 yards, 200 yards away, you'd be able
I
to
can see
actually be
they're
like, what you thought was maybe an obstruction in the road is actually a person.
They're armed. Yeah, I can tell that they're armed.
And they're in the
Yeah,
middle
you can
of
tell
the
they're
road.
armed.
Are
You can
they,
see
like-
the gleam coming
Are
off
they
the.
imposing like in our way?
They're just standing in the road. You can't really tell if they were walking or anything.
I kind of want to stop.
Yo,
the
what's
carts.
cracking?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mage Armor.
All right, so you cast mage armor. You call out to them.
Yeah,
They kind of wave and motion you to come closer.
I can hear fine from here if you can hear me. Why are you standing in the middle of the road?
Are you guys halting the caravans?
Yeah, no, I'll stop the carts.
You stop the carts.
If we're as close as depicted on the map, then yeah, I think we would have.
Yeah, you see 2.
Oh, you're not that close yet. You'd still be about 100 yards away.
Yeah, but you still
Oh.
see 2 people armed in your way.
I mean, I would
Yes,
when they
slow
did
down
the
at
call
least.
over. Then I'd probably move up to about that distance.
Okay.
It's
So-
a fair talking distance.
Yeah,
Yeah. Fair talking distance. That puts about 20 feet between you guys.
exactly. 15, 20.
Let's go ahead and enter initiative, just so we can get what everybody's doing in a little more controlled order.
Green, you've already helped me once.
Yes,
What do you
it
get?
is. Good idea.
You don't want me
Well,
rolling
grab
2,
one of the
correct?
D20s because apparently my luck is
Talking to Doug.
shattered today.
No, the Edolan functions on your turn.
Got it. Make sure.
Same with Asher.
Yes.
You know what? I was not using you, Raven. I didn't remember you. The moment, I would have normally been having Raven flying around, but this probably would have been the time I was feeding him because I need to keep track of what he's doing from now on.
Lesson learned.
I'm a pooper, so I've done this.
Should be able to make the same mistake once.
Were you over there for us? No, you weren't. That's right. You never met him.
You're gonna have to carry a lot of
Thank
poop bags for a
goodness.
50-day journey.
yeah.
I
thank-
never thought I'd
thank
say this. I
goodness.
envy you.
We're in
It's
nature.
fertilizer. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
man, he doesn't ride.
No, he caused.
Gotta carry extra meat for it.
Leaving
Clear it up
poop in
here.
the road.
Shield
That's
and
just
magic.
unsanitary.
Mage Armor stat,
Come
right?
on.
Yes,
What about
the
his
shield is a
mules?
shield bonus, and
We
mage
don't
armor is an
have
armor
mules, they're
bonus. However, mage
transportation.
armor only lasts a minute. For
They're not
No,
sentient.
Mage Armor lasts
have
an
poop
hour
bags?
per level. Shield lasts.
Yes.
No, they-
Because we can sell
He
that
said
fertilizer.
Ingenious.
That's why I wanted to, before we enter.
Wait,
into
Money
it,
man?
Wait, level of
one
spell or
man.
level of caster?
Caster.
We
Caster.
must
So it'll be 2 minutes.
indulge our greed
For
and
shield.
make
Shield
ourselves
easy.
wealthy
Yeah,
as we can.
Which is 20
I
rounds.
like you.
Still a lot of time.
Still a lot of time.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'll just put the poop in one of those bags. It's fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So long as you're in on our, endeavor.
Okay.
We'll have
So,
to tell them later.
Issa, what'd you get?
21.
Grendier.
4.
Gauss.
20.
Van.
14.
Mr. X.
22.
Alec.
3.
Oh, I think
Yawa.
15. Natural.
low numbers.
So we've got Mr. X going first with a 22, followed by Issa with a 21, Gauss with a 20, Yaba Nakamori, and then Alec, you have the last player.
Very good.
Alright, so Mr. X Coltrane, you're at the front of the caravan. They called you forward. You have initiative.
I refuse to move any farther forward than I am currently in.
Okay.
If I'm at that distance.
You're at that distance.
What's cracking, guys?
Hail! Can we have some assistance?
What do you need assistance with exactly?
Some of our friends are sick. Our trail rations went bad. Do you have any to spare?
Unfortunately, we're on a very long trek, and I'm not sure if we have enough to spare. And honestly, as far as sick, what do you mean by sick? Injured? An ailment of some sort?
They have some kind of flu sickness?
Stay hydrated.
Okay.
But no, unfortunately, we've got work to do and places to be.
Are you trying to ask them to get out of your way?
Very politely and charismatically asking them if one of you could step 20 feet to your right and one of you step 20 feet to the left, you could make it through without more of your party getting ill or injured.
Is that intimidation or
No,
diplomacy?
that's more of if you stand in the way, well, we'd be walking right into you. We help.
Okay. Roll diplomacy.
Diplomacy. 19 on the die. Not trained in it, so
They make my
that
so
would
bad.
only be a 24.
I know I need to get some better dice.
Okay. This one steps to here. Steps to there. And they're kind of standing on the slope of the road. The road is about a foot elevated, just so like runoff and stuff can kind of run down the sides. They're standing on the slope, so they're not quite a full foot down on the main lane. But they get out of your way.
Alright, hey guys, let's keep moving.
Okay.
Good.
And turn.
Yeah.
Had my boat loaded. I have Asher keep a lookout to my left, and I'm gonna move up closer to the back.
Okay. Asher's keeping a lookout. He can roll a perception check.
This is the same as mine.
No.
And go over.
Can use yours.
18.
He would actually. You would both see since we're using your skill. You would see there are two individuals that are hiding here. One person behind the tree stump, like the tree trunk itself, is kind of like leaned behind it, looking at what's going on, and there's one individual in the tree proper.
I aim my bow in that direction.
Okay.
Make me throw something.
Well ahead of yourself. Yeah.
Bear with
Gauss.
I'm gonna go ahead and try another performance check. And I'm gonna,
Okay.
yeah, continue in my flute practice.
Sticking with it.
17. So I'm gonna perform my way onto the back of the cart and just like do a little, Kobaldi jig
I'm gonna call that
while playing battle music.
Which part?
The first one I'm next to.
What song?
Through the fire and flames.
that's a hard one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I rolled a 17.
Sitting there.
Yeah, it's got lungs of steel.
Those are for like
Delicious.
All right, Yellow.
What I noticed is knocking her bow and drawing.
Yes, you notice that she has taken aim this way.
All right, then I would like to make a perception check on the opposite side of the room.
Okay, go ahead.
I get it now. Use the shrubberies.
23.
23. You would notice several individuals.
All right, hot dang.
There's some shrub built up here, kind of down, collecting the runoff of the road. It allows some extra bit of growth to develop right here. Currently prone and taking cover in the grass, you see several individuals.
Well, then now I need to ask the question. Bushes. Are these
So
ambushes?
I have a question.
Yeah. Get it?
Yes.
Yes,
I can.
yes. Just go.
Yeah. So you would see 5 individuals here. They're prone. A couple of them are armed with short bows, and a couple of them are armed with like a short sword and dagger. But they're very intently looking like they're getting ready to attack.
These guys.
So, I'm not familiar with the rules of this tabletop system.
Okay.
But that was my action project.
Well, so I get to dictate what type of action it is. Depending on the severity of the skill check, it can either be a standard, a move, or a swift.
Okay.
In this case, since you're basically just like, you're alerted and now looking for an enemy, I'm going to call that a swift action. So you
Okay.
still have a move and a standard.
Could I relay that information to the rest of my party?
Yes, however, that would also be a swift. So you would either have to downgrade your move or your standard.
I will downgrade move
Okay?
to relay that information to the rest of my party members.
And what do you say exactly?
So 5 in the bushes.
Yep, 5 in the
I'm gonna
bushes.
scream as loud as he can. 5 in the bushes, right side, and my standard. Can I shoot?
Yeah.
All right, I'll shoot the one closest to me.
Alright, so that'd be this individual here.
Yes.
You are using a ranged weapon and they are prone, so you have a -2 to hit.
Minus 2, not disadvantage.
Not disadvantage, alright. However, because they're prone, they don't get to add their dex mod to their touch AC.
Guess that would be the definition of plus.
So 7 against touches.
You hit. Against touch AC.
I know,
But because they're prone, like they don't get to add their dex mod, and they'll take a penalty. For
It's still funny because it's low roll. It's
So
like,
does a
Alright.
7 hit?
you chose to
Yeah.
pick
The best class.
it's like he knew the dice would betray him.
Is it really a betrayal if you know it, though? Sounds like consistency to me.
6 damage.
6 damage. Alright, so you bring your musket to bear, you announce and shout to the party, 5 on the right side, and you blow a hole through this guy.
Shit! What the hell is that?
And I think that's the first time most of you have heard him use the musket, and so you hear a
Does it spook the mules?
That's a very
yes,
good question.
yes it does.
Oh.
The drivers will have to make a handle animal check
That's
on their initiative. Alright, that's going to be
Hills, man. They're
You said
in the
6 damage?
trees.
Yes. And for everybody more,
They're in the shrubs.
Yawa Nakamori's musket is named the Reparations.
We cannot.
okay.
Alright.
We carry our food.
Alright, so with that, the enemies. I'm sorry. The innocent woodland denizens
Thank
also
you.
roll initiative.
Well, actually, that one's not alive anymore. He's injured.
I mean,
They are
he's
injured.
alive. He just has a 50 caliber hole in his chest.
That's what I'm saying. He's not
Yeah.
a liar anymore.
Yeah. Alright, Van.
Animal handle check, right?
You're not driving the cart, he is.
No, he's in the second one.
Oh,
two
yeah, I
carts.
keep thinking that's through. Yes, you need to do a handle animal check.
I just noticed what that skill's tied to. This is great.
Is that charisma?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not trained in it technically.
You know what-
Naturally.
And you know
Yeah.
what's hilarious? I have. I'm the
6.
miscellaneous
Okay.
2
Thanks
ranks
for it.
and a +4 in charisma.
Roll a d6.
The shot heard.
This is when I realized, why was I sitting in this spot? 2.
Alright.
the best choices for Bandolier.
Maybe I can direct him to run into the enemies.
Yes, pretty close. Oh, attack! Don't do it.
More. Wait, it's uphill. Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Oh god.
So the musket sounds, and then this donkey basically rears a little bit and starts trying to move away from the sound, and it pulls the cart this way.
Alright.
Who made that cart? Ever?
For a note for everyone, the mules' names are Tick and Tack.
Tick and tack.
Not Daisy and Daffodil.
They
Minus
are
one.
Chicken
Grenadier. Handle animal check. You can also elect if you don't. If this is your move. I'm sorry. Pause. That was your move action. You still have a standard and a swift.
Alright, I would see the 2 there.
No. Did you make a perception check?
No.
Then no. Only she is aware of
Well,
these
now
two.
you see me.
And
looking
he
in
has
that
only
direction.
announced to enemies on the right side.
But I said on the left and the right. No, he did say right.
You said 5 on
Fair enough. Alright, I guess I should
You can make a perception check.
see
as
if
a
I
swift.
see them.
Well, you're gonna assume there's somebody on both sides.
Sweet.
I think
Great.
actually
So
He has
20
to know where to throw them. Huh?
25.
Yes, you would see those two.
Alright, I still have a standard.
Yes.
Alright. Draw a special looking arrow, aim it right at them, and hit one of them.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Well, which one are you talking about? Because there's one in the tree and there's one behind the tree.
The one
This guy should technically be in here in the tree square.
the one who'd be poking out the most.
Okay. So
That's cool. So that would be a 20 to touch.
20 to touch hits.
Oh, that roll though. That's going to be only 8 fire damage,
8 fire damage.
and then 8 splash damage to his ally. As the arrow compresses and explodes outward in a fiery napalm-like gel.
Alright, so when you deal 8 damage to this guy, he burns to cinders. And the tree is also gone for the most part. But a smoldering corpse falls out of the tree. I'm going to leave these stand there so we can keep track of how many bodies there are.
Wow, silence.
Sounds.
And
One more day's worth of rations.
Uh-huh.
Alec.
Oh, right, me already.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't do my hand.
The-
No way.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I skipped you. I had marked the tally and then I told you to stop. So
Let's go.
handle animal check. First things first.
About 10.
That fails. Roll a d6.
It wasn't just me.
Come on, Tick. You can do this. 2.
Alright, so the same thing. Is it's backwards one.
Oh, no.
Back one collides with this card, so we have some damage.
About
Stays
that.
where he is. Nice.
Yeah, actually.
Okay, so swift and standard.
Can I see everyone in the bushes there on the right?
You are aware that they exist, but you do not have line of sight to them. They are camouflaged.
What do you
for
see the
most
one
part.
partially crispy?
So I bought a.
You would actually, on the left side, you would see this one, because now his cover is gone. Like it's smoky, and he's actively moving from being on fire,
Making notes. Too much
making
silverets.
noise. This one is still
He's on fire.
This one's on fire. Yes,
Or
and you would recognize him instantly as a cleric. He has a holy symbol hanging around his neck, and he has some heavier armor underneath what looks to be like commoner's robes.
Like a good clear.
These guys probably aren't good if they're ambushing people on the road.
Good point. I would like to take an oil flask
Okay.
and throw it at the man.
Okay. Roll versus touch. This is gonna be base attack bonus plus your dex mod.
Okay, base attack bonus.
unless you have throw anything.
18.
You hit him, and because he's already on fire, I'm just gonna add another D8 of fire damage. That's what you roll, right?
D6.
D6, yeah. Roll a D6 of fire damage as you stoke Van's fire.
3.
All right.
Ooh.
There's a little more. He's still alive.
The poor man.
Good throw.
Synergy.
You're just still like, come on,
Now,
guys.
Only 1 second has occurred.
Yeah.
Far am I from that group?
Well, in the back, these guys.
Oh,
Oh, right, we have laser.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Right there.
30, about 30, 30 plus.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I could move a little bit about there in the way.
And I don't
You
want to
would.
lose.
You also
okay
wouldn't
because
see
the
these
first
guys
is
because
the
they
first
haven't.
is the
Well, you would only
first.
see this one really because he broke stealth as a result of being shot. You would really only have line of sight to this individual and the two at the front.
Wait, you mean to tell me if you get shot, you break stealth?
I mean to tell you that if you get shot by a 50 caliber ball, you break stealth.
Because you're
Because
strong.
it's like that thing I always say. I'll take a bullet for you, but just
So
one,
one.
because that shit hurts.
Alright, and so that one's about less than that. This guy right here is less than 30 feet from me, right?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's about 35.
Alright.
But you could take your, since you're not actively driving the car, you could take your move action to get out and get closer. If you needed to.
I don't want to get out. Or actually,
because I don't know about the ones in the back.
yeah, I'm gonna jump out
So you just
and try to like. I'm gonna get right here to like
You're a lot
put
less.
myself in the way of the horse or the pony, whatever the hell we're thinking.
It's a mule.
Stop it. And I'm gonna shoot him with an
It's a
acid
mule,
splash.
so it's the way of the
His name is
ass.
Pac.
Look, one man's mule is another man's horse.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, and then I'm gonna shoot him with an acid splash.
Okay.
I mean, to that
And,
cobalt.
uh,
Like an acid splash?
So I'm going to
Wait, did you get a regular?
shoot a ball of acid out. And you got a 16 in the range.
So
Is this a
fine.
regular mule?
You work. Yeah.
A mule?
And
Is
it's
it a regular mule or
D3,
sports?
so
Oh, it's a regular
D6,
mule,
and
yes.
then 1, 2, 3.
You need to
1 and 2 is 1.
So 2.
make him look
I
around
had to
They're
get the
making
big
short
mule. I didn't want to get a
trips.
small mule.
They're making short trips.
I melted his face off.
Yeah, he didn't have
Alright.
Indiana Jones.
Insult.
Don't worry, guys. We got all of them.
What you see?
Bringing you into this.
Wait, I have a question. Did the acid put out the fire
I'm gonna-
before you died?
Did the acid put out the fire?
I hope. I don't know.
No. Oh, so now the field's burning. So now on top
And
of
it's not gonna
shooting
regrow
a
afterwards.
potentially innocent individual, we're
Oh,
also
wait, we've got a fertilizer plant. That's fine.
There we go.
I mean, I think we're at this point. We're being ambushed in the woods. We're all kind of making our own fertilizer at this point.
No, we're
It's
keeping the
poop,
poop
Joe.
from the...
Hey, he told
Yeah.
us that his
It's a
allies
There,
pooping joke.
were
Like a
sick and
reaction. Do I get,
injured,
like,
and now they're
reactions
sick and
in
injured.
combat.
He's not alone.
You have a reaction around, yes.
So I can use shield, like as a reaction.
No, not in this. In this
Not
edition,
in
it's a
this
standard. It's preemptive, not when you get hit as a reaction.
Remember some of these they had that one.
Yes.
Shield's nice.
Wonder Woman has it.
Yeah, with this gun. Otter.
Don't
I miss you.
We don't reference characters that are named after themselves.
keep your enemies close, but
We
your
also don't
clerics
reference
closer.
silver.
But what
Because
if
you
your
need to
enemies
heal
are?
me.
Of course. My only goal is to heal the
But what do
Yes.
you do if your enemies are trouble?
So
Yeah.
that's
How
the end
close
of
do you
round
keep?
1. During round 1, these guys effectively
Moderate
just they were using their actions to remain hidden, but since they were spotted, they didn't get their actions. Now in the beginning of round 2, the enemies are all in initiative order. Top of round 2 begins with the elf tokens. This one stands and then uses its standard to shoot you with a bow. To shoot Yala.
Oh, bow.
Oh no. However, will you deal with this?
It's going to be an 11 versus AC.
Doesn't matter.
Alright. This one stands and takes a shot at the wagon driver here, so this would be Van.
This is still.
It's going to be a 16 versus AC.
That just hits.
Hey, so you're watching all the way down,
You
right?
take 3 points of piercing damage. This one stands and takes a shot at the kobold because then music is in the front of all types of music.
I am
That's going to be a 16 versus AC.
matches.
Audible warfare.
Wait, did you add your plus one?
That's going to be 4 points of piercing damage.
So it's a care of
Also, as you guys can tell, I'm taking the initiative based off the token type, not individual tokens. It's just gonna make the
It makes it go faster.
yeah.
Hey,
This one had its short bow drawn, but it's actually going to move and close on Mr. Coltrane. Drop its bow here by the tree and draw his one-handed longsword and put one attack. Gone forever. That's a crit. I'm going to roll to confirm. That's an 18 on the die, so I'm pretty sure it's going to confirm with a 23.
Should.
Alright, one-handed longsword, 8, because he's not doing minimum damage, nice. So that's going to be 5 damage.
I'm hit.
I could have killed you this thing, but I forgot. Probably not killed. I could have killed.
Would have hurt.
Oh, I'll be trying to face.
1, 2, 3, and then that one's unconscious.
Unconscious. I think they're dead.
Mr. X Coltrane, it is you and the Adolan's turn.
I send the Adolin after the other one.
After the other one?
Yes.
Okay,
The
so
one
let's
farther
do,
away.
let's do this one first. So what's his move speed?
30.
We got
Oh,
5,
40, excuse me.
15, 20. He closes.
Yep. He closes, and then he is going to put. You can't do full attack or full movement.
Yeah, full attack is a full round action, so you can't move and full attack.
Yeah. So all 3 attacks can't go in. So he's going to go for a nice bite.
Got it?
Right for the jump. He is probably not going for a full bite attack.
What do you roll?
He rolled an 8.
That misses. And you yourself?
Me myself,
And
casting defensively,
Okay.
acid orb to the face.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll it.
Well, you have to touch him first, so you gotta roll a touch attack.
Oh, you know those are hard too. I miss.
Okay.
Getting combative over it.
Move action, would you like to move away from him or 5-foot step?
I would like to 5-foot step away from him.
In any particular direction?
Backwards.
Yeah, that's my partner on my wagon.
Issa.
What's the two I saw right there? Should I heard him yell 5 to the right? Do I need
Well,
to-
these 3 have stood.
Oh.
There you go.
So I will turn and take aim
Here? Okay, that's the one that Jamie's already been.
and so
I like the idea of adding salt to injuries.
Miss. What's Asher doing? Also, are you using your regular arrows or are you using your arrows? Okay, make sure you denote that you've used them.
Shit. Forgot to buy salt.
Got to buy what?
Salt, so I could rub it in their injuries. Next time I stop them.
That's pretty
here
awesome.
to cut off the donkey from moving any further.
Another couple card type hidden kobolds.
Okay. Do you have a move action you want to take?
Some salt.
So do they have
Ouch.
needing those pliers and a breath weapon?
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mage Armor,
Yes,
and then
I
I'm
did.
gonna do another performance check to aggressively perform at the elf that just shot me. 16.
you're on my card, friend.
You flute him very vigorously, and you draw his attention.
Very vigorously, so. Come on.
Alright, Swift. Standard you cast.
I
moves
just
into-
feel like it's like
That's
6
it.
notes, then cobalt when he plays the flute.
Come on!
This one stands. This one also stands.
Yes, they would.
You've already got one. There's a bunch of other squishies. Gala?
Yellow knife and one will read it.
Okay. Move action. Here? Van?
I will, since seeing the wolf is blocking the mule, so it's good. I'm not going to try to go forward. Move to the back of the cart.
Okay. Couple things. A,
Yes.
a mule will flee from everything, including a wolf.
I'm aware. That's
Two.
why I didn't leave the cart.
The wolf, to my knowledge, cannot make handle animal checks to calm the mule down.
Well, it could probably make better checks than I can.
Okay.
That's why I didn't leave the cart. And I'm going to take aim at the two. They're actually a little bit apart, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
He's actually back there.
I'm gonna chug
I
a
won.
quick compound, and then I'm gonna shoot the one that's closest right to us, within the one by the cards, with an ensnaring one. Will a 15 touch?
Yes.
He's gonna have to make a reflex save unless he dies.
Well,
He's taking 12 fire damage first, bro.
Immolation.
Anything else?
Move back to the front of the cart just in case.
There's no broken movement.
Then I will yell out, "Stand down or die. Your choice." He did. He got scared because of the wolf.
Either way, dude. Sick burn, bro.
You're down.
Hey, no spousal abuse at the table.
Yeah, we don't stand for that.
There we go.
We'll sit for it.
Yes, we will.
Alright.
But yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
It's a good chance to.
Zin? Randy?
I like to unsheath my sword
Okay.
and then move into that nearest guy.
So that's 2 move actions. You downgrading your standard? Actually, do you have a base attack bonus of +1?
Yes.
Then you can draw your weapon as part of your move action.
Okay,
You
cool.
still have a standard.
Awesome. Then I'm just going to attack it.
Alright.
Yes.
2d4.
Who's that Falchion?
Does 19 hit?
Yes, you do.
I'm going to slice that in for 7 damage.
Okay.
You just walk right in. Okay. That guy right there.
This one?
Yeah, that's mage. Or is he wearing robes?
These are close.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, he doesn't look like he has a sword to bore. He looks like he's.
He looks like he's getting ready to cast a spell. Alright, so you did a move and a stim. Do you have Swift?
Exactly what is this?
Quick answer is you don't have one, but normally it would be like drawing a potion from a potion bandolier, or
Can I throw an
if you
acid
wanted to
flask?
interact with him, huh?
Can I throw an acid flask?
Standard. But as a Swift, you could try to do an intimidate check to like get him to stand down.
Sure, yeah.
Basically,
Also,
say
from
if
my
you-
perspective,
I'm a-
splash damage. What is it?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm just gonna look him in the eyes after trying to slice open his belly and just tell him to stand down.
Alright, so you're like, stand down.
Oh yeah, I am. Stand down. 14 to intimidate.
Soon. Later on.
It's actually pretty
Alright. He doesn't care. He's gonna attack you. Alec.
Now I'm free to kill it.
Yeah. Is there
It was
a
always
way
trying
that
to
I can I want to use color
I
spray, but I want to get
but that
these
was the
3
warning shot.
individuals
Yeah.
in one. It's a
We need a
15-foot
full
cone.
rainbow though.
Is there a way I can accomplish that? Is there a place I can move to accomplish that?
You wouldn't be able to get all 3 with a 50.
All right. Well, then I at least want these 2.
But we don't want.
Okay. And then I will pull out some blue, red, and yellow dust, and I'll grab it. And they are depending on their hit die.
Yep.
If they have 2 or less, then they're really messed up. If they have 3 to 4, they're blind and stunned for 1d4 round, and then they're stunned for another round. If they have 5 or more, they're stunned for 1 round.
They have 2 hit die.
They have 2 hit die, then they're unconscious.
Okay.
They're unconscious, they're blinded and stunned for 2d4
He
rounds.
just took all your fun.
Yeah! That's what's up!
So 4, 3, 6. For 6 rounds, they're unconscious.
Okay.
We
just pocket
by the
save
tree.
Well, he saw dust. He
How many
saw
seconds
dust.
are
Was
there?
that- was that-
6
And
seconds.
then when they wake up,
4 rounds is
24 seconds.
If they wake up.
if they wake up, you're blind and stunned for 1 round.
Okay.
Looks like
If.
I might need to bring.
Hmm.
up the
I mean, of
key
course, if.
Is that
we cannot kill a sleeping man.
under the spell description?
Really?
Does it say if it's a
I
sleep
can.
effect?
No, you are unconscious. If the creature
Yeah,
is,
just
if you were undead, it wouldn't have any effect on you.
Hmm.
Well, it's just elves are
I'd rather
immune to
wait for
magic
him to
sleep
wake up
effects.
for at least a second.
Um,
Conscious.
Because, but it's not like sleep where you put.
I think
You
it just
possibly
knocks them.
knocking. No, just straight up says knocking them. You're unconscious.
Well,
No save.
Does it?
but,
set the
but
record?
that's fine. It's not based off of sleep or anything. So
No.
they can be unconscious.
That's gonna make one, but
All right. Top of round 3. This one switches to a sword, moves in, goes to attack you.
Alrighty.
It's gonna be a 13.
Doesn't.
This one does the same thing. And this is and this one. Perfect. Closes on man.
I think that's a good idea.
He's throwing bombs on people. That's gonna be a 17.
He's throwing arrows, thank you very
18.
much. 18?
Yeah.
18 will hit. Of course, the arrows do go boom.
It's going to be 9 damage.
Ooh. That's not nice.
And that one's unconscious.
Ow.
Mr. Coltrane.
alright. Well, we'll start with the guy who's taking the full round action of putting all 3 attacks into someone.
Yeah. You doing?
Yes. Debate decides to roll first the bite attack. Okay. That is a 14.
This is.
Good name.
Alright, now for his 2 wing bites. That's a 19 down,
Okay.
which is a total of 24.
Hits.
And that is a 20.
Hits.
Okay, so the wing buff is 12.
Yep.
So let's see. It's going to be 6, and that's going to be
15 damage.
15 damage. Unconscious.
Conscious or dead?
Unconscious.
He doesn't get medical help. And
Because it's
then
physical.
Coltrane quickly does a little magic, says a couple words, pulls some stuff out of his pocket, and uses Daze Monster on the guy who is spell casting over there near our cleric.
Spell casting near.
Yeah, wasn't he about to cast a spell, you said?
No,
that
he's
was
unconscious.
one that has been called.
Well, either way, he's messing with him, so quick, I'm gonna need a will save.
Okay. That's a 14.
That is not enough. You are now stunned for 1 round.
Okay.
I thought dazed.
It's equivalent to stun, but
Yeah, dazed for 1 round.
Okay. Nice. Anything else? Move action?
No, because yeah, I'll probably move away from the guy just stunned now that I know he can't do nothing. Yep. Yep. That was good.
He's
And I drop my bow.
He's all you.
Okay.
Decapitation.
Okay. No. What's attribute?
Block the donkey.
Okay.
Further off the road. Would it move back?
Gonna hurt it.
No.
Gauss.
I am offended. I have lost that elf's attention. So I'm gonna shout out Iblis at the elf, and which is the Drow word for awful, and it's the word they usually use to refer to other races. And as an elf, it should be very offensive, being mortal enemies of Drow. And I'm gonna whip out my heavy crossbow and pew at them.
You walk around with your heavy crossbow loaded.
Yes, behind my back at all times.
Especially since we were just told we were ready to get ambushed.
All right.
That was like 4 days ago.
Maybe.
18,
No, that was a few hours
19.
ago.
That hits.
And since my heavy crossbow
Walking
is
with these
small,
4
because
days
I'm
worth of
a
rations.
kobold, it's a 1d6 for a total of 5 damage.
Okay. And into this guy.
The elf.
We'll elaborate after. I'm pretty sure it was 4 days ago we were told we were going to get ambushed.
Okay.
Did I get his attention?
Yes.
I don't
So swift to taunt, move to pull the weapon, standard fire.
Yep.
That one's unconscious. This one attacks the cleric.
He can't.
He's dazed.
That is
He's
correct.
So the one that's in front of me is unconscious now?
A burn.
Oh no, you're going to initiative order. Never mind.
There's only one human left. This one is the last human, and he is dazed. He does the event. And this token's the cleric, and then we still have 4 elves. But one of them is unconscious. Yeah, one. You have reloaded.
It should be reloaded.
5 foot step fire.
I will 5 foot step fire. We're gonna 5 foot step fire.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 16 on the die. You were able to
I think your range is too long. Yeah, okay.
13.
The beauty of the multicam is no one can tell if it's someone pointing at.
All right. Swift.
She's saying her thighs are bad.
Look at.
I have no actions for suggestions.
Okay. Bam.
And wheels being kept at bay.
Yeah, they haven't been reacting after the first round of being startled.
Okay. Going to 5 foot step farther back into the cart. Just. And I will shoot a regular arrow out of my quiver and just right after that guy.
Okay.
So it's a 17 versus AC.
Huh?
17 versus AC.
Hit.
Alright. Oh no, that's 2. So just 2 piercing damage.
2.
Because I don't think you had anything with.
Yeah, that's the offset is so for strength weapons,
Yeah.
you get it on attack and damage.
If it was a composite longbow and I had a strength score that was worth anything, yes.
Then yeah. But for dex, because you get a bonus to your armor class, you don't divide the damage. It's just on the hit roll.
So yeah, just 2 damage.
Cleric is unconscious. Grenadier.
Alright. The man in front of me is dazed.
Yes. So yeah, it gives you combat advantage. +2 to your hit.
No,
Alright.
What?
Dazed does not do that. Stun does that.
Stun does that, right?
Yeah.
Dazed is just partial actions, right?
Yeah, it's no actions for his turn and no change to his AC.
Oh, okay.
I was just stabbing. Just like
Alright, roll the hit.
Stab right through.
It's done.
Dwarf shanking him.
Yeah, you're just gonna. I mean, at the end of the day, it's
I mean,
right
it's
through.
falchion, it's way more than shank.
Yeah, it's gonna do
It's
a
like
bit
a
more
giant
damage.
machete.
Shank's a shank.
The 19 hit.
19 hits.
Awesome.
Elves got boots on.
That's gonna be a 5 damage.
Unconscious.
Yeah, unconscious.
By stabbing him.
From a sword to
To the stomach, yeah.
He's not
As
at
as I pulled the sword out of his stomach, he fell just sleeping to the ground.
He's just
Sleeping.
He's just sleeping. We know what you mean. We're just fucking
He's not
with
at
you.
his negative con score, but he is negative.
Yes.
If you wanted to take him as a prisoner, you could. You would just need to heal check him.
We do
no,
have
no,
manacles.
child, they're sleeping. Come
Okay.
Yeah, we could have brought here.
Move action.
I wish to
We
move.
want the annoying.
Yes, we do. No, you guys remember? We're
I guess I wish to move closer to the one that he is fighting with. I would be behind him, yes, a little bit. Yeah, I wish to kind of walk behind him, maybe not kind of get out of his way of view. If he's focused on me.
So line of sight doesn't work like that in this edition.
Oh, okay.
If
Yeah, but
he could be able to see you because he's like
so that way they can
Oh,
you,
act
you
that
wouldn't
we are
like if you went back down here into the grass, you could make a stealth check, but like he's gonna be aware of your presence.
I got it. Alright, never mind, just get me close.
And
We're decoys.
Yeah, for the decoys.
But we don't know if these are
No.
I'll go ahead and
We should
shoot a nasty orb right into the guy that's standing on his face.
Here?
That one, yep.
okay. What's the range?
30 feet.
You would need to close.
I'll close it.
10, 20.
And
He's 40
stop
feet away. You
stealing
need to
my
move 10.
kills.
I'm moving. Sorry.
Hmm.
I'll move his face.
Yeah, but like this elf shot me.
10 on touch.
Miss.
Red die.
4. Melee attack into Lisa. It's gonna be 18 for 10 damage. And then you 5-foot step here. This one 5-foot steps here, Jason with the cleric. With the 3. Mr. X.
I will move closer to the one to the cleric while staying on the road. Yep.
Okay.
And I will end turn. Now, that means the
He stays over there.
I have not given him a command to move up yet because we do have them severely outnumbered over here.
Okay. So you keep him there?
Yeah.
Pizza.
To stab him. 15.
Miss. Movement? Yes.
You got it now?
I have to read.
I'm gonna drop my kobold-sized crossbow on the cart and run up to the elf before anyone else gets to claim him. I'm gonna stab him one with my knife. With my knife. Wow.
With not cowbone.
Yeah. Like, it's a normal sized knife to
Alright.
us, but it looks like a Bowie knife to him.
That's a 6.
You miss.
Then I'm gonna use my bonus attack with my feet tail terror to whip around and smack him in the face with my bladed tail.
You call that a knife?
That's 7.
You hit the dwarf.
You know,
Oh,
we've gone over this before. That die.
That's
You
spin
have a
down
point. Yeah, I'm gonna move that over there.
Oh, that's the spin.
That's
down?
the spin down.
yeah.
with the omega symbol on it,
All right.
because that's gonna end these lives.
Yeah. Like it did last time.
It's a symbol of dark side.
Yeah, well.
You have a weapon.
You could. I would allow you to hold your musket in one hand and then draw the hunting knife.
Yeah, we're gonna draw and stab this guy.
Alright. Remember, it's masterwork, so it's actually plus one.
see, at the end of the day, stabbing is the way to go.
Yeah. 20 on the dot. Or 20.
That hits.
6.
Plus your strength score.
6.
Alright.
I'd actually have to subtract it.
I would
He
too.
is shanked.
What are you doing? Yeah.
Ben?
Alright.
Die. I'm gonna just regular shot at that
Get
guy
rid of
again.
him already. I mean,
In fairness,
Yeah.
we kind of are really pulling
Nice.
pulling punches here.
That's gonna be a 22.
No, he said we
Hits.
aren't.
You're not supposed to.
No.
Full damage. 8.
To this one?
Yes.
Dead or
Dead.
unconscious?
Unconscious.
Unconscious.
Yeah, I still
We're all
wanna
like,
make
"Ooh,
that.
ooh."
We
Yep.
have to ask these questions.
He can't block this one.
And then I'll move closer that way if for some reason to the donkey. Because I gotta take the reins again.
Okay. One starts to wake up.
It's been 6 rounds.
I thought you said 4.
No, 6.
Oh, he does not start. Rendier.
I wish to move towards that man there, or that elf.
I said starts to.
Yeah, that way. Right up there. Yeah. And then I wish to try to behead the man.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh
He's
man.
corrupted already.
Well, you're
There's
Yeah.
half
put
his
in
round.
for being flanked. So roll hit.
He is active first.
22
Hits.
And let's be honest, he's a cleric. He can't heal things unless they're damaged.
6.
Unconscious.
You got like a quarter of the way through. You're just like, nah.
I hit him with the flat.
Like,
of the
I
blade.
always hate when I start spinal cord side. Always get stuck.
All right.
Smacked him in the head with the fucking.
So you guys
Fire.
have. I guess after that would be Alec, and these two are still.
I'm going to walk over to the non-cleric one, and I'm going to grab the other one, and I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp on him. Let's just get rid of
So
him.
you're shocking grasping the cleric.
No, not the cleric. The
Non-cleric.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. You can coup de grace after he's unconscious.
Just grab my other
I'm going to advise at the top of my lungs to
Well,
not
we're only
kill
one
the other
one
one.
alive and penny.
You don't have to explain your actions to me.
No. She said she's no. It's not her.
No, I'm saying what makes
It's a cantrip. Or is it?
No, Shocking Grasp is a level 1 spell.
Ah,
But-
so you just wasted a spell.
Okay. No, it's not a waste.
Yeah.
It
Check
serves a
them out.
purpose.
He's trying to bring him back.
Anyway,
Don't grab the manacles from
I
the
advise
cart.
people do not kill the other one.
Yeah. So
That's
roll to touch.
Oh yeah.
In case you slip.
I just want to make sure nobody makes a mistake.
I can't get him to say no.
Yeah.
Well, he's unconscious now. You should be able to.
9.
Should.
Unconscious.
Probably would be able.
Well, physically
Super
unconscious.
unconscious.
Yeah, more
Double unconscious.
Totally unconscious.
It's okay. He's just sleeping. He's just sleeping.
Okay. And
He's okay.
next would be Mr. X.
I make my way over to the other one that we're not trying to coup de grace here.
Okay.
Yep. And proceed to tie him up.
Okay. So with that, we'll come out of initiative
No.
because
We
you
have
start
the
restraining
animals in
one.
the cart.
Alright. I coup de grace the elf.
Not in the cart though.
Okay,
I'm over
you coup
here,
de grace the
and
elf.
also have
Yes.
sorrow.
Oh yeah.
I claimed one!
Start acid balling all the rest that are laying down unconscious, making sure they're dying.
I just,
We'll leave one
I just
alone.
stop him from doing the one.
Wait,
100%.
wait a minute, guys.
Totally
We just murder these
We can't
Whoa,
leave any
whoa, whoa!
witnesses. We can't. We want to leave one witness.
Decapitation here.
So you're
They're
gonna leave the most
evil.
powerful
He's
one
coming out of
alive?
his.
There's no reason we can't be civil.
Wait, try to detect evil and see
I
what
can
happens.
collect my arrows.
He's just coming out of his
Alright,
blood
roll
rage
D6
right
for
now.
each one you've shot.
I would like to
All
read
You just
one
tried to
opportunity.
decapitate somebody from behind while they were fighting somebody else.
That's in the middle of a fight, my friend. You know, the blood.
You could
loss
pick up
will
my
take
two
it.
Well, the
arrows.
fight's not over till the enemy dies.
That's very fair. I'll
Alright,
need to reload
that's
out of
fair.
combat.
Okay, so you reload. We'll go back into exploration initiative, so it's just you guys. So, Mr. X, you started the initiative with binding the remaining cleric. So you started collecting your arrows.
I
Gauss,
have to text,
you coup de grace that guy.
yeah.
Yawa, you reload. Van, what are you doing?
I collect my two arrows.
Okay, roll a d6 for each one you've shot, and on a 1 you
They're
can
a
retreat.
durable version, so they don't really break as often.
Okay.
So,
Grendier?
so I figured I'd be
I'm
breaking.
going to
Fine.
take a natural. Would it be a natural 10 to try to get the carts back into like position for movement?
For handle animal?
Yeah.
If you had 10 minutes, then yes, you could take a 10. But if you do that now, then that would take 100 rounds.
I could
Of
help you with that.
I can
Should we
help
put
you
the
with
fire?
that.
Or you
Yeah.
can just roll and do it in one round.
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't think we have any water.
You want to help me with animal handling?
I drench.
Busy to
I
cast
mean,
it.
I'd be happy to help.
Just
Yeah.
fuck out.
Well,
Yeah,
hold
but
on. You have to, on your turn, you can roll to assist with a standard action.
Let's see if we can.
8.
8. Okay, so the animals aren't responding to you right now. They're still startled.
Which one are you gonna work on? The tick
Yeah,
or
the
tack?
I'm gonna be tack. Okay, tick is in the front, tack is in the back. So I'll be working with tick.
Okay. I'll work on tack since
Okay.
Asher's hurting.
And Alec, you're coop spooping.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
Okay. So he starts executing the unconscious ones, and you start executing the unconscious ones. Does
What?
anybody
Those
really
3
protest that?
boxes?
I do.
I do as well. You know, I'm a
Check one of
cleric.
those
You know,
things.
Yeah, like whoa,
whoa, guys,
why,
come
why,
on.
why are we doing
Justice and law, tier. Come on, guys. We
They
could tie them
started
up
it.
at the very least.
this? But as a moral standpoint, I mean, it just seems wrong to just do that.
Do you think they would have not killed us?
Well,
I
I mean, that's
agree.
the problem is morality is
If you
subjective.
want to send them back with people for them to send more after us.
Well, that's kind of the point. They're
Well, that's
supposed
why
to
you
be
kept
coming
one.
after us so
Yeah,
that
but
they
we
don't go
send
after.
back
Why
one.
don't,
kept the
why don't we
most
just get
powerful.
information
Less
and then
mouths.
leave them?
More information
make them
control
fend
on
for
our
themselves.
Yeah, we don't
You
have
can
to
try to
kill
heal
every
check
one of them. We
one
could tie them
to
all
wake them
up, and
or you
Too
could,
bad. They're already
if you
dead.
want to, I'll allow you to force the one that's been color sprayed to come
yeah,
out.
I'll definitely try and force the cleric away.
The cleric. Okay, so you will.
He's the only one left.
he got tied up.
Yeah, he's currently tied up, so
Yeah.
waking up shouldn't be a problem.
is.
I'm not gonna let anybody kill him.
Okay.
No, but it's like this. If we tie them up and we spend 4 or 5 days bringing back the town so they can be executed there,
We're
we're
not
just
gonna bring them
wasting
back
our
to
time.
town.
We're just gonna tie them up.
No,
and
no, no.
leave
We're
them.
talking about morality of killing them. What they did was just against the law. They tried to ambush and kill us. So we're fighting back. If we were gonna be all lawful, we're gonna bring them back and like have them executed at the town.
Okay.
We're not gonna do that because that would
Uh,
waste a lot of time.
Grendier, roll a knowledge local. Okay, so you would know that the befitting punishment for this wouldn't necessarily be execution,
Do I know what the actual punishment?
because they haven't.
would
They
be?
did. You, to your knowledge, they never murdered anybody. They could have just beat them up and robbed them. But you are correct that if you were to do this the proper way, you would have to take them back to some type of town or city to have them tried at an actual jury. If you found evidence of them actively like murdering people out here or doing something very heinous,
Like
then it would
shooting
be
people
within
with
your
bows
rights
and
to kill
arrows.
them.
Then,
Robbing
then
from
we
me is
must
heinous.
interrogate the cleric.
So you can share that information if you want.
So spare the cleric.
I wish to interrogate the cleric.
I mean,
The rest are fine.
I don't have a
No.
problem with you interrogating
We
somebody.
leave them alive. tie them up if you can with
Well,
the rope
we-
they have on them.
Do what you
Do
want.
they have rope on them?
And when I
Like,
realize
nobody's
what they're
looted the
doing, I'll
bodies
go
to
back
see?
to the cart.
You have
Start getting the
manacles if
cart
you
order.
need them.
Okay.
I mean,
I'd like to search them for information.
Oh, we're gonna search them, all
for
right.
information. Are you going to the coup de grace ones or the unconscious ones?
Just working my way through all of them.
Okay. Cleric, you're taking scout. You're handling the animals.
See, these are Swarton, I think his name.
I will.
His man.
So that'll be the second round of exploration, Mr. X. You can bring the
Aye.
cleric and the human and the elf awake if you need to.
I mean, I'm gonna try to bring just the one I tied up awake
Okay.
while telling everybody we're not. I'm not gonna kill him because he needs to report back to his boss that we are traveling down this road. Because that's the job.
Right.
We are the distraction.
And when they don't
We're
come
less
back-
distracting if for a week they don't hear back instead of hearing back 5 minutes after they get smacked.
All right.
That's
So
actually
You're
true.
gonna
Tell them
wake
that.
up the most powerful one.
We don't know if these are guys.
I'm not waking anybody up. I'm
So-
gonna leave him tied up unconscious and go.
he
He'll
wouldn't.
wake up
He,
eventually.
if he's tied up, he won't be able to fulfill material or somatic components for a spell. So you can only fulfill
Yeah.
verbal.
And if
I
I
don't
take
think
my
there
old
are many
socks
first
and
level
shove them in
spells
the
that are just
mouth,
verbal.
you can't get
I would
all of
still,
them.
I would still
Then
gag
how
him
are you
afterwards.
gonna-
You can also take his holy symbol.
I don't want information.
I
They
would-
want to
I would-
interrogate them.
Actually,
I would know this as a cleric. I would take the holy symbol off him.
Okay.
I would
So
put it
you
aside.
you take the holy symbol. Roll a
Do-
knowledge religion.
Yeah, that's what I-
Can you mute that?
yeah, sorry about that. I don't know if I'm doing that right now.
You can have it on the table. Just turn the sound off.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question though.
I have an answer.
Right. So
You
like
think-
this cleric is like robbing people, right? Which is generally considered an unholy action. So
I mean,
would it be
evil, but not unholy?
right? Same thing.
Okay.
So wouldn't it be reasonable to assume he's evil, and anyone who follows him is likewise evil?
This is why I'm checking his 15.
So this is a holy symbol of Conjusta, which you would know as an evil deity. He's like
Oh.
the deity of like highwaymen, robbers.
Oh,
like,
cool. Then yeah,
people
we're
who-
clear to go.
bandits, yeah.
Oh, now
Oh,
we're clear.
You would be familiar with this deity because he's typically worshipped north of the Wizard's
Yeah.
Wall.
You can back away now with statements like that. We're sending him back to report to his bosses he got spanked on the road north by us.
Oh, this one can live, but the other
This,
one can
yeah,
die.
just
Okay.
I don't care about
Yeah.
it. We need one person. I'm
We
doing a
remove
job.
his hands so that he can no longer do somatic components.
Why do that?
So that he can no longer do somatic components with his evil cleric nature. I'm a chaotic good co-host.
So,
On a side note, I'm just gonna coup de grace them as I move my way up as searching them while they're having this discussion.
Yeah, I'm okay with it now. That it's an
Like,
evil
what,
guy.
do you have a melee weapon?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
If they're evil, then yeah,
Yeah.
smite the evil.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you wake that one up. He's checking him. He tells you this is the cleric of Conjusta. You would know that this deity is not exclusively, but
as stated before, putting something in his
all right.
mouth.
So you gag him. He wakes
Yeah.
up. He's panicking.
It's like, and that's when I really lean into the, no, we're not gonna cut his tongue out and his hands off and then brand him with the sign of our gods, so that way he will completely understand that we are of the good variety and he's of the evil, while just slowly loosening my grip.
The
on
branding sounds interesting indeed.
Cutting out
Yeah.
his tongue. I didn't think about verbal components. Come out. I like your thinking.
Yeah.
Hear that or break all
The
his
party's
teeth.
bonding, just not in the way I thought. All right.
Alright, I'm trying to
so you're tying him
essentially
up,
bluff
and you-
check here.
Okay. Well, I think that's more of an intimidate, in my opinion.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
trying to get
supporting.
him to think that this is what we're gonna do to get him to run away. I have no
If
intention
you
of
would
letting
prefer-
them do all
if
this
you
stuff.
if you want to roll bluff instead of
We need
intimidate, you
information
can.
from him still.
Well, you see, because here's the thing: is they're both charisma, aren't they? So
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter.
It's just whichever one
It's
you
gonna
have
be
more
the
rank.
same score no matter what.
Okay. I see.
18 on the die, so 18 plus 4.
Alright, 22. Yeah, he's mumbling, and
He's trying to cast the spell. Kill him. Come
You
on.
can't really communicate because you got him gagged, but he's frantically trying to like scurry away from you.
Hmm?
And like
Then that's when I let go as if he broke free.
okay,
What's the
so
other
he
one you
starts to
say?
like since he's bound, he starts to
Possessed.
like
Kill him.
inchworm his way away.
Wait, we need information from him. Stop.
He's not going anywhere soon. Like he's
You
moving
can go
in
grab him, no one's
inches
stopping
per
you.
round.
I am just gonna hold him.
Oh
Okay.
no.
And take
From-
the gag off his mouth.
Okay.
Ask who he serves.
We'll go with that in a second. Issa, what are you doing? You're trying to handle
We
the
don't
animals?
need
Getting my
information.
card in position.
Okay.
But the wizard
Nice
paid us
about
to
it.
find information. There you go.
What information?
Information is power.
Hey, you guys are gonna get jumped down the
Piss
road.
off,
We have
wizard.
all the information we
Asher
need.
comes over to you. You can see Asher has a few bumps from where the mule
We can
kicked him,
learn
but it's
who
not like
hired
significant
him to
damage.
find us.
I take care.
That's
like,
information
make
that
sure that you're
Hayden probably
Even if
doesn't
Alright,
have.
scouts. You've collected a
More
few
people might be
scouts,
following him, but he
and
doesn't know.
do you? He's also starting to search the bodies. Are you searching the bodies?
Yeah, I'll search the bodies, and
Okay.
also, you know, I'm gonna like assess and like appraise, if you will, my new hair collection, so that I can be bold.
Oh my god.
So, what color's the hair?
Oh Jesus.
That was a
Hold on.
That was like a lowly sylvan elf, so like a light brown.
You're scalping these people?
You didn't hear.
The DM has decreed I have collected their scalps.
I
Scalping
love
takes
you.
place during being alive.
Yeah, this
He's
is
essentially
like-
just desecrating.
I
counting
feel
coup.
kind of perturbed. by
No,
this.
because counting coups doesn't have any attempt on
But that
murder.
is a
That's just touching somebody so you
quite
don't have to kill them, so that they know
luscious
that
volume of hair you have now.
You could have, yeah. This is just court desecration.
Yeah, light brown.
I'm happy with it. I'll
Actually,
take it for now.
very similar to the color of his beard.
I'll take it for now. It's golden. My golden locks.
You could use one of them.
Put it
unless
on
you
your
have a beard,
head?
too.
Oh
you
no,
go to
no, but
wear
I'm
it?
going to once it's cured and leathered. Maybe I'll like weave the hairs. Hold on.
Alright.
I'll
I've
weave
counted
the
at least
hairs
3
into a
times.
sanitary
One of 3
wig.
boxes needed to be
You can make a
checked.
capable.
I can help
Not
you
a bad
treat
idea.
that.
But okay,
All right.
no. I want to weave the hair into a sanitary wig, but I will do that on the road.
Go past the
I feel
Are
like-
you?
I feel like
I
the
got a
box
question.
needs to
Are
be
you gonna
checked.
tuck your
So
tail
you-
between your legs and start dancing? I just need to know.
I get that. So
Goodbye, ponies.
so he's ungagged. He's trying to get away. He's basically screaming like, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me!"
How's it going, friend?
Everything was great until you guys showed up.
Alright, well why'd you try to stop us in the middle of the road?
We're bandits. That's what we do.
Alright, who hired you?
Wonderful.
What do you mean? Who hired us? We're
Ambition is
bandits.
guilt.
We work alone.
I'm gonna
No, bandit
I'm
captain.
gonna stand on the
Actually,
ground, step on him, and then point my musket at him.
And
Well,
that's not
actually,
very scary.
He has a very
Yeah.
he has a decent idea of what it does because he's seen it work. All right. Do you want to roll like an intimidator or anything?
Yes,
Sure.
concentrated fireball.
So you have him outnumbered and you've killed his entire party, so you get a situational bonus of 10, which can either help you or lower your bonus.
Oh my god, that's a 20 the 17 plus 10, 27 plus 4, that's 30
once.
31.
All right, yeah. So he kind of like soils himself.
All
He
right.
starts to wet his pants. He's
The
he's very
ultimate
docile.
prod good.
Alright, how long have you guys been out here?
How long? Months. I mean, we live out here.
Let's get the
This
bag.
is where we stay.
The house back there? Down the road?
I don't know anything about it. I don't know what you're talking about.
You saw
He's
what
very clearly lying.
you saw what I
Yeah.
did to your friend.
At some point during this questioning, we should probably be doing some insight checks. Call me crazy.
No, yeah. The house has always been like that. We live over there. And you see him gesture towards what you can see now is some camouflage tents set off to the side of the road.
Do you know what I call my
I make
gun?
my way over there.
Do I
What's a
hear that?
gun?
What's in my hand pointed at your face?
I don't know what that is, but it's loud and scary.
I call it reparations, and I think you owe us some.
That's weird. I don't know how to
I
respond
don't think
to
that
that.
grammatically makes sense, but all right.
All right, so he's not quite sure what you're asking him.
Alright, well,
Do you owe us more guns?
What was?
Where you keep the money.
so he has no,
Thor Ragnarok, he brings out
like,
the two
no-
guns and he's like, this is
from what I-
like, I'm playing.
gathered from information, just trying to
For what?
I remember.
He doesn't have like any person that hired him. He just bandits on the road.
I mean, these guys seem to just like work by like as their group. He doesn't necessarily. He may know other bandit groups, but from what you can tell, they just like this is either they were old military buddies that got together and did this, or just over time they got together and started robbing people as a group. They don't necessarily have
Bad
a
timing.
hierarchy of
Very bad
bandits.
timing.
Well,
Well,
if
it's
you
your
guys are-
unlucky day because you lost a couple of your friends, and you might lose an army.
A couple.
Whoa, whoa,
You,
whoa.
you killed them all.
Hold on. If you're bandits, then why didn't you try to rob us? Why'd you go straight into attack?
You shot first.
He's technically
Likely
true.
story.
It isn't true.
I will.
You don't believe
Yeah, we're
your
not
story
supporting the
sounds
today.
right to me.
That is a vile
So that
accuracy.
loud bang was us?
Yeah.
Which one of you murder hobos cast that?
All right.
All right. So after that, we got Van. Van, you're searching. You can see that they've got each of the elves had a one-handed longsword and a short bow, and they've got about 30 arrows. And they were wearing chain shirts, which is light armor. So they just have like, in this case, they have some survival clothing, very weathered, very dirty, and they've got some chain shirt over it as their armor. Between the two, you probably find 30 copper, 30 silver, his chump change. It's not really anything significant.
I'll make note of that.
What was their equipment?
Chain shirts, and the elves have short bows and one-handed long swords.
How many
You said there's 30 arrows, and how many elves were there total?
5. Each one had. So you would find 5 chain shirts, 5 short bows, 5 long swords,
Would you like to put those in the
And-
cart?
We will.
30 times 5 arrows.
That's gonna weigh.
150 arrows.
Just let me know how much you're putting in and how much they weigh.
Arrows, then you have shots.
We'll look up weight later.
Did I hear the conversation they're all having
Is that what we got?
with that?
Yeah,
Sure.
and you're
Use a
long sword.
use a bow as well, right?
It's quiet.
She takes 75 arrows. I'll take 75,
I was just gonna put them on the cart
or that too.
because I've already got a bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, can I recover my crossbow from the dead guy?
yes, you roll a d6, and on a 1, the bolt is either destroyed or unretrievable.
1.
It is either destroyed or unretrievable.
And there's so far in the book as I'm searching, so I'm working my way up. There's no sign of any instructions, notes.
No,
So his story is so far matching up to
Checks out.
you wouldn't be close enough to hear that.
true.
You'd hear mumblings, and you would hear them like talking about interrogating him, but you're like 80 feet away.
How many buys am I
Well-
up through now?
You just finished the first 2. You start moving on to the next set for these 2. Kobold's already there, just finished. You see he's got a very bloody wig on.
Magnificent.
Kebab.
All
It's
right.
more ginger than blonde.
Well, we know these 2 are dead. Did you find
Yeah.
anything on them?
So then, oh yeah, go ahead.
Did I find anything on them? Now that I've searched the bodies.
You would find their armor and their weapons.
Found their armor and their weapons. Cobalt.
You would probably find
He
the
says
same
that
thing
as,
about
like, a
between the 2 of them.
bloody
You would
streak
probably
goes
find
down
about
the
30
side of
copper
his-
and 30 silver.
30 copper, 30 silver.
Okay.
And these beautiful wigs.
I act completely natural. It's been here the whole time.
I'm the president of the Hair Club for Murder,
Maybe.
and I'm also a member.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Behemoth.
If he was done with them, I'd keep moving up, and that's my turn.
Okay. Grendier.
Well, we don't. Well, we don't have to leave him alive now, do we?
You were the one who wanted to spare them.
They're evil men. They're bandits.
We do need to leave at
They've
least
obviously
one
killed
So
them.
you would
They're
know
members.
that
Legally,
just
one
being a
alive.
bandit isn't necessarily enough to get you killed
Oh,
at the
right,
gallows.
yeah.
Like
But I
unless
have-
Right, we
unless
have to
there was
bring 'em in.
evidence of them murdering people, you couldn't
Right, yeah.
summary execute them.
Yeah, they're evil, and I'm
But
chaotic good. So
You know that they worship
let
a
debate.
evil deity.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Talk
necessarily
with.
make them evil. They could be chaotic neutral.
We need to waste that.
Yeah, splitting
He's already
hairs.
out walking
I would know
around.
about splitting hairs.
It's not really
Is it gonna be
wasted
a lot?
One more
anything.
hair pun,
What?
you're
We'll
losing
see
a
what
lot.
else happens.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, actually, do I know if
But I
we
mean,
get a
if
bounty
a
for
7
bringing in a
tall,
bandit?
bad-looking
There is
creature
no
that starts
open
purple
bounty on
flames walked up
bandits.
to
You can't just like find people in the
be
wilderness
scared.
and claim they're bandits and then sell them to the city for money.
Is your
Unless you
So
find
this-
one with a bounty.
Yeah, unless you found one who was prominent enough to have a bounty. But you're kind of like, you're far enough away from Bard's Gate and you're far enough away from the next town that these guys probably wouldn't be prominent.
Is Behemoth the
He's the Bahamut equivalent.
Okay, then I whip out my. Oh wait, I'm not there. Go ahead.
Alright, well then.
So once again, I got a question.
Hmm.
Why are we saying behemoth then?
Behemoth, yeah. He's the, like, chaotic good dragon deity.
Anyway,
Trying to remind us why we're using the word behemoth instead of the other one.
He asked who he was.
Oh,
I forgot.
I thought there was a copyright on certain things we weren't allowed to say.
We totally didn't say.
Anyway,
Somebody-
We're clarifying that a
Anyway,
different company's
it's
name
open
for the same
content.
creature.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Josh.
Well, if we don't need him, then I'm going to go and go make sure Tack is okay, I guess, after he got riled up from a gunshot.
Alright, so you go check
Or
on
the
him.
big boom that I heard.
Never mind the guy who lost 2/3 of his health. It's alright. No.
Oh! Well, you haven't told me.
I haven't yet, no.
Well, yeah, I'm in the cart,
I
sir.
took 5 points of damage. I don't want to hear you.
Alright, so then, Alec, what are you doing?
Taking turns.
That'll be my next
I
turn,
got
I
the-
promise.
I got
Healing.
the all
Mhm.
situated. That's what I went to do
I
last
also
time.
You got the what?
Oh no,
Her
actually I'm
people
still
took
right there.
damage this
Shit.
round.
The mules are taken
Right.
care of.
Cleric's all tied up, and then they took everything from already.
Mhm.
Shit. All right. He focused over. He said that they were staying over there, in that area, right here.
Love how
Yeah.
keeps forgetting
Yeah.
Shut up.
You can go
I
there
am
and
gonna
investigate
make
it.
my way over that way then.
Make it as
Dude,
with-
he could be holding it, and he probably tried to take a pop off.
Okay. So once you kind of break away from the party, um, you can see that they've got some tents set up over here. They've got a little starfire built, so something low that you could kind of cook something on, but it's not really big enough to attract attention. Based off of the number of tents and the size of the encampment, there's really only enough room for 3 people here comfortably. So there might be other encampments nearby that the other guys were staying at. But you can see that they have a ton of like wine bottles, like food crates, like they are taking food off of people as they go by. But they are mostly just like hanging out and getting drunk and eating. They're not really like
Nothing useful.
no. It's
Okay.
it's what money they get, they usually go into, from what you can see from whatever money they get, they go into town and buy more booze and bring it out here.
Okay. Walk away from that area then.
Booze is useful.
Thank
Roll a perception check. And
15 plus. That's an 18.
is your raven with you?
Yeah. Oh, that's situational awareness.
Yeah. So in this case, your raven tells you that there's another encampment, like it would be way off the map, probably like several hundred feet off the main road, where it looks like there could be some more stuff. And he sees movement there.
Okay. I'll let them. There's a campment probably a couple miles that way.
Not miles, probably like 500 feet.
Clicks.
500 feet that way.
That's spitting distance.
Friends of yours?
No, there's nobody over there.
Lies.
No.
Is that where your family is?
I would.
No, there's nobody over there.
Is-
Those are horses.
That's
that we-
motive.
Sure. Yeah, he's lying.
That's crit.
You could have rolled a 1.
Yeah.
He's really lying.
So, I mean, if there's more guys over there, we don't have to keep him alive unless he made himself somehow useful, huh?
Hostage.
I don't take hostages.
I mean, we can just tie him up and leave.
Really?
I mean, I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie. These people have nothing to do with the people that are hunting us and looking for our friend.
That we know.
We don't know.
So far, that's what I'm getting.
That's what I'm getting from him. I
Yeah,
mean,
then he's
the
lying.
entire time has he been telling the truth? Like they have nothing to do with.
You could roll against his not knowing about you guys or not having a hierarchy. But
6.
you get a feeling that he's telling the truth. He wants to live, so he's probably not inclined to lie to you guys.
He doesn't need his hands to live.
He doesn't need his shoulder either.
Or
That's
his
cruel
hair.
and unusual punishment.
Do what you will, but they're no use to us.
There's no such thing.
I'll start
We
with
must
my
follow
cake.
the
Alright,
laws
yeah,
of this
yeah,
land
yeah.
the best
Okay.
we can.
No, we don't.
Alright, back to Mr. X.
Are we just leaving the bodies in the road?
Coltrane.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about them.
Can
Somebody
we just,
else's
like, push
job to
them
clean
off
them
to
up.
the side?
At least throw them in the bushes.
Yeah, no need to litter.
Yeah, let's push them off
Here's
the roads.
You would
Did
feel
you say
compelled
you
to ban
found
them.
some
Oh,
tents
it's a cleric.
over
right.
there?
It's been a while since I picked.
Yeah.
Well,
Right over there? Those
You
ones?
know,
Yeah,
Would I have to
as
bury
nice
them
as a
or can I
guy as
burn
I
them?
usually am,
Either.
I say
burning would be faster.
we strip him bare
Yeah,
ass,
you
we
know how
take
much wood
everything
you
that
got
ain't
to find.
nailed down, and
Yeah,
we
I have
leave
no
him
real
tied
flask.
up in a tent.
Just like
Because I feel like that's worse
And
than
they'll
death.
burn.
That's survival off sheer wit,
Maybe.
and this guy is
Burn
completely
body.
Multiple times.
unprepared.
it takes a lot more than one oil flask to burn a body.
Hmm.
I'm sure the alchemist can help.
It's a waste of resources. You could just dig a dirt for free. Dig a hole.
Well, if you wish to dig with me, my friend, then we shall go dig some of the graves.
I keep moving my way up.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, I still say we just we take everything he has on him, everything he could possibly want, leave him tied up bare ass in a tent. He'll have to
So-
go to a town to buy some stuff.
Same for
He
that.
won't,
Actually,
he won't be following us.
5 days from the closest city, he would probably die from exposure before he got to the city.
Probably is better
That's his
than
problem.
execute.
He's got people. There's tents close enough. You can
Yeah,
make
he's
it
got a
right.
tent. I mean, 3 days. He's got. It's
Okay.
fine. He'll live. He can drink his
While
own.
they,
pee.
His family's not that far away.
So what are you doing, Coltrane?
I'm gonna start dragging him over to the tents.
Okay.
And I'm not the one literally doing the dragging. It's the guy with the strengths, of course.
That's the big scary bat thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Issa?
Man bad.
Man bat pig.
I'm
Debate.
gonna do.
Pull back.
I'm gonna look around on this side to see if there's any indication of
Okay.
what they were doing.
Okay, so this token here was also a cleric. Yeah, on the remains you can find, he's starting to go through them. The two of you work together. He's got another holy symbol of Conjusta, and he would also have like a messenger bag and some stuff with him on him as well. So on top of his like holy symbol and spell components, you would find that he has several ransom notes written up. Pertaining to some farmhands that they've captured. Most of them are kind of burnt and destroyed from the mix of fire and acid damage. But it looks like he was getting ready to go somewhere and hand off these ransom notes to somebody who may be able to get them into the city. Or, maybe disguise himself as a commoner who was attacked on the road and bring them to a guard or something.
They have prisoners.
You don't know if they have prisoners. You find ransom
Ransom notes, so
Yeah.
possibly.
There's evidence of prisoners, but
Yeah.
you found him.
That's what we find on
the
them.
absence of evidence.
That's
It's
what
not
you
the
find on them. On top of their,
evidence of
like, armor and
absence, though.
weapons.
There still could be
And
prisoners.
Again, between the two of them. Actually, the cleric, this one probably have a little more money. You'd find 5 gold on him. What? Huh?
No, this is my turn.
Yes.
I'm gonna move over to my new cleric friend and say, in perfect draconic, with an arrow lodged in my arm, "You may have the honor of healing me, my friend. Go out."
Wonderful. Well, what seems to be the problem? I jest.
Immediately, the dwarf turns into Zoidberg. I'm actually an expert in kobold physiology. Now, what's wrong with you, miss?
I'm going to
I'm the kobold. Oh,
I'm going to break the arrow, then push it through.
Jeez.
you did that in the wrong direction.
Roll a heal check.
Isn't that how you're
One.
supposed to do it?
Here comes a 1.
15.
Alright, you dislodge the arrow. Without causing further significant damage. It
I'm a
hurts.
doctor.
He grunts.
Just so you're aware, it's push then break.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That way you can pull it out without
Yeah, you
ripping
gotta push the
everything
head
through.
out and then you break it. So
Then you
Live and learn.
Learn.
Some magical healing would be appropriate, I think,
Trial
right
and
now.
error.
Alright.
That should be the name of the
That's the name of the
donkeys.
group trial there.
Alright, I'm gonna use.
This is trial
At the
and
rate this
error.
party's going, those donkeys should be myrrh and dirt.
That's
A
pretty good.
dish
You could have
toy.
to XP for that.
Well, you are the only person I think is injured because no one else has come up to me yet. So I'll.
I'm a little busy trying to stop the donkeys from taking hold again.
I'm going to use Cure Light Wounds on you. And I'm going to cast it for. If I remember how to do this right.
It's a D8.
D8?
Yeah.
Is it per level?
I know I have a
Cure
really
Light's just a D8 plus 1 percussion level up to
It should
5,
be
I
in
think.
the
So
app.
D8 plus 2.
Yep, D8 plus 2, so it's going to be 6 health back to you.
Right. I'm here. Thank you. Come on.
Anytime.
Alright.
Will you help me bury
No.
these men?
You would
Fair
hear
trade.
that Alec has announced that
Wonderful.
there is another encampment
Grab a shot.
out in the distance.
I can pee on them when we're done.
I would like to know how far away.
Is that a cobalt
Tradition? Yes.
Or I'm just claiming the information.
Very
I assume
traditional.
that my
It's that far away.
So the cleric's been drugged off to the tents. This one's still bound and gagged up here on the road, who is also awake.
Alright,
Nobody
cool.
seems to be messing with
I
him
thought
yet.
he was pretty-
And
He's trying very hard to be
I
small.
killed him with my
Alright,
shocking
cool.
grasp.
I'll ungag him.
What? No.
I killed him with shocking grasp.
You knocked him unconscious. You didn't kill him.
He was
That
already
is true.
unconscious
He
when he
did-
shot.
I will say, you did knock him unconscious.
Yeah,
He
he
was-
did say unconscious physically now, as opposed to.
Magically.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Alright, cool. I would like to ungag him and be like, how far away is the camp? Not the one that you guys are close to and that you ambushed us from. The other one.
It's about a 10-minute walk.
Awesome.
There's some people over there,
Who? Friends? Family?
hostages.
Is that it?
One of the cages is trapped. If you go to open it, but without the correct key, the lid will fall in and kill the little one.
Where's the key?
In one of the tents over there, it's in a gold box.
Gold box?
Is it
Wooden with it's a gold paint on it. It's not solid gold.
Wow, cheap. Is it trapped?
The box is not trapped.
Great. I mean, I'll.
Allergies are kicking in.
I know.
I don't even need it. I'm just gonna point my gun at him.
I mean, he doesn't know what it is.
All right, cool. That loud bang earlier was me.
You should take it
so intimidating. Shut up, that is me.
Yeah.
I think there's a pill for that.
I made the big beam.
Where's the stuff, man?
Where's the stuff? If you want to keep your head on your body,
Which
you better be telling
I
the
know what
truth.
this is. But you don't.
I fully intend to live. I'll help you as best I can.
All
You
right.
met
I
the
didn't-
wrong group.
I didn't really want to sign up with these guys to begin with.
I could care less.
All right.
All right.
the
I pick
cleric
him up.
would have been.
Okay.
Take him over to the tents.
He's
Okay.
evil. Kill him.
Oh god dang it! You came over here to murder him, didn't you?
Box. Where is it?
He kind of, since he's bound, he gestures with his head into this tent here.
All right.
Wait, is the box trapped?
He
Said
said
it
no.
wasn't.
I said. Yeah, he said it.
We're about
And you believed him?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, it's like a master crafted wooden box. It looks like it would actually be somebody's like private smoke stash, but they've used everything that was in. All the tobacco's gone, and they've got some keys in it.
It's a really nice box. You painted this gold.
It's gold flake, yeah.
Figure.
Don't stop classy, man. I'll open the box.
Keys in it.
Awesome. I'll take the keys.
Okay.
You said you joined these guys
Dylan.
recently.
I gotta do it. I
Are
gotta
you
do
gonna
it.
keep the box?
What's in the box?
You're too late already.
So he would say that he joined up with them reluctantly, not
Reluctantly.
recently. Yeah, he didn't really want to be this highwayman kind of thing.
All right. Why'd you join them?
They had resources. Living out here alone is difficult. Where I was living, it got attacked by hobgoblins coming down from the mountains, and they were an ally of convenience. After we finished with the hobgoblins, there wasn't really anything left for me, so they took me in, and unfortunately they decided to prey on their own. They're from the city. They're Bard's Gate. They're exiles, people who were trying to live on the streets in the city, and then eventually they got caught one too many times and were exiled and got thrown out here into the countryside.
To see if he's telling the truth or sense motive.
Sense motive. You can.
Okay.
It's just straight die roll plus modifier. Or your ability score modifier.
My ability score.
I believe it's wisdom based, so plus your wisdom. Yeah, he seems like he's telling the truth. The thing about sense motive is you can really only get a feeling. You would need to cast like detect lie, or some actual magic in order to get 100% exactly like zone of truth in order to get the true information out of him without fail. In this case, he seems cooperative. Like he didn't really like these guys to begin with. He's more than happy to tell you what they're about, and he's hoping for that you'll let him live.
I will 100% let him live. Swanky keys.
Yeah.
Well,
What about the bats?
Keep the box.
Yeah, I have a box now. Do you want, actually, you know, I throw it to him. I have a box.
You can see it's like an old box of tobacco, but they smoked everything that was inside.
I've got stuff I like to keep in boxes.
And I'll let him know about the camp and what's in it.
Okay.
And what the keys are for, specifically.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna give me the keys too?
I'm not giving you the keys.
Good. Smart choice.
So you would know that, you know, a couple 100 feet over there, like a 10-minute stroll, there's like a hostage encampment that they've got. So they've got some people over there.
Well, I sit them right next to each other, and in a non-intimidating fashion, I would like to tell them both. It's like, if I ever see you again, you're going to die by him. Point to the large purple winged creature.
With pants.
Yes, and he can do it in a way I can only describe as carnally.
All right. Yeah, so the cleric is freaking out. The half-elf seems unfazed.
Well, you shouldn't be scared if you don't plan on ever seeing me again.
Bruce is back. He's like, I heard hostages.
But don't worry, I'm just gonna leave you in the care of the guy who wants to shoot you both in the head with his magic wand of death.
That's me.
Bye!
Alright, Van?
I checked the last two. I mean, they're kind of spread out, but
Check that one. Again, just like their armor, weapons, and between the two of them you'd find 30 silver, 30 copper.
We are making metaphysical burger.
Is that it?
Really proud of the box.
Look, dude.
pretty
have
much
you
at
ever
that
known
point, then I would go over
who
to
does an
the
addicted substance
cleric
that didn't have a box to keep him?
and
True.
good sir,
Oh, yes.
I know you're a man of law and healing. I'm a little bit injured.
Oh, truly, I see.
If you can spare a spell or two, I'd appreciate it.
This time, yes.
This time, yes. I love that answer. Fuck me.
I love him so much. Ah, I can see you're injured. Shame.
Everybody gets one fucking plea.
I also feel like Gren's the kind of guy like, oh shit, he's on the ground. He's like really injured. To give him like a heel, like a
Come on,
hands or like
walk
a
it off.
No, he kicks him like, come on, get up.
We have bandages for.
Rub some dirt in it,
Alright.
you'll be fine.
If you can spare it, if not, that's fine.
He's the PE coach of clerics. Just come on, rub some dirt in it, you'll be fine.
Get up, boys. Let's just walk it off, my guys.
Alright, roll your d8.
Alright, D8. Roll.
What do I look like, a paladin? I don't have lay on hands.
I give you 3 hit points back.
That's 3 more than I
What are
had.
you doing?
I'm sorry I could not heal you more.
So remember, for clerics, you don't have to prep anything with the cure spell, but you can spontaneously sack what you've got in order to cast a cure spell. So if you've got other spells ready, you can sacrifice them for cures.
Okay. Well, that's what I do then.
Okay. I wanted to make sure you were aware of that, since It's your first time playing a cleric in a while.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright.
Now what you do is
Yeah,
like
but you
you
gotta
have a
mark
list.
off
You
what
should have.
So
I'll
Gren's
take
over
a-
here healing him.
I'll take a swig of my own.
Alright, and Alex.
Extract.
Head to.
I'll just get on the cart, start waiting for everyone to
You're
get
gonna have to
our
sort
shit
of
together
track
and go, and I'd start a short rest. Start getting spells back.
What you
Okay.
have to do is take a spell
So
sheet craft
we'll
and you
not roll
mark
yet
which
or
one
wait.
We'll roll at the end of the
side.
10 minutes.
And then.
Alright, so with that, you guys have searched all the bodies, you've done some interrogating, and one of you's getting ready to go.
Mark it off and you use them as
A couple of people have learned that there's potentially some hostages close by. Are you guys going to investigate them, or are you going to continue north?
I would personally like to investigate that.
We don't have the
I'm
time, do we?
gonna.
It's a 55-day journey.
I mean,
Right over that way. Maybe another 200 feet. It's fine.
is it
It's
off?
fine.
I mean,
If it's on the way, I don't see why not.
It's not on the way. It's perpendicular.
we have to get off track, get back on track. We have to. Can our
Well,
wagon
I
even go
mean,
off the track to get
we
to where
can
we
hoof
have
it.
to
It's
go?
I mean,
fine.
between
So
you,
who's
me,
gonna
and
stay
the
behind with
donkey.
the cart then?
The carts can come down. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like they're up 10 feet off the road. They can just come down on the thing.
So
We
we
can
can
always
Hey.
tie the mules up.
We've been made aware there's people in cages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, do we all know?
I start walking right to it.
But
Yeah, I feel like you'd have a
here's the
personal-
thing.
Yeah.
If these people are from the area of Bard's Gate I think they're from, there's probably some substances there I better investigate to make sure they're of a safe quantity.
What substance?
There are innocent people
Okay.
in cages.
So you
Substances
start
that
going.
are used
you're
in my
going.
particular.
Who's going
type
to
of
investigate the hostages? You are. You are. You are. You're staying behind. Are you three going?
Healing and knowledge. Yes, I am.
You're going.
Sure.
Sure. And
Are you flipping your way over?
Well, you see, sir.
With your-
So go ahead and roll.
There's a,
Yeah.
You
material
well, like,
component
are you going
used
with
in
them or are you
all of
staying?
my spells.
I mean,
Really?
yes.
I'd rather just stay and get my
It
spells
looks
back.
like
Okay.
Oh.
So
Don't
we'll
tell anybody
say it'll take.
Do you want to hide
30
them
minutes.
over there?
Yeah, I'll pull the carts. We'll get the carts nice put away off the road.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. While we're doing that, I got a question. Who here actually has handle animal as on their skill list?
Not me.
Okay. So
Actually,
so maybe
me.
just randomly,
I do.
we should be handling animals.
Okay. So we'll say it'll take 30 minutes for them to go over there and investigate. Do you remember the mechanic? Okay.
So do I have to make 37 checks for each spell slot that I use, or can I just group them all together?
It's each individual one because the first one you roll is going to be a DC 16.
Yes.
So 15 plus it's a first level
Yep.
spell.
And then the next one will be a
17.
17, and the next one will be 18. Okay, so the first one it's a spellcraft check. It's an 11.
So that fails.
Alright, second one is going to be, I need a 17. 17 on the die plus 10, 27. So
Okay,
I
so
got,
you get
I got
one
one
back.
spell, and my next one, 19 on the die
Okay.
plus 10.
So in that 30-minute time frame, you could get 2 spells back. You get to
Okay.
pick which 2. All right. So you guys move across
So I
the
can
plain
pick one from each
over
division?
to the hostage encampment. As you can see, as you get close, this looks to be like basically just a collection of shanties that they've made. A couple of lean-tos and stuff. A step up from just like small personal tents, but not actually full structures. But you do see that they have a couple of cages made. One is empty. They look to be like they were fashioned by hobgoblins, so this kind of correlates to what the half-elf said. This is something they probably found in like a hobgoblin lair, and they brought with them down from the mountainside. One of them has a couple of dead people in it. Looks like they've been starved to death, and they've just been left in the cage because they didn't really feel like dealing with it. And then the other cage has an adult male and 2 like adolescent children, who are the adults human, and the children they look to be like half elves.
How many keys are on the key ring? Just one?
There would be 4.
Maybe 4? Are all all these are locked?
Yeah,
Keys.
they're locked.
I would
Wait.
just been
Did you ask which one was strapped?
They said the one with the
the
little.
ones in it. Yeah.
Bruce,
So I'm gonna
carefully.
mash all the spend the time to mash all the keys to all of the locks corresponding.
Okay, so you take a few rounds to just go to the empty and the
Wait.
middle
Was
cage
there anybody
and making sure that you've got
Got the
the
right
correct key set, yeah.
To check.
And you've narrowed it down to one of two because there are 4 keys and 3 cages.
3 cages.
Unless one key
So
can be
the-
used for multiple cages.
So,
Could be more than 4.
as you guys approach, and while you're doing that, the man inside the cage, the kids are fairly emaciated. They look really weak. They probably haven't been fed in a while. And the man would basically start talking to you since you've got the keys. He stands up and goes to the bars. Can you let us out? Help us.
Try
Don't
my
leave us
best.
here.
I'm trying my best.
I think it's the key that has an X marked on it. And after he says that, you can see that all 4 of the keys are marked with basically like a thieves' cant style of marking, and one of them does in fact have like an X scratched into it.
Alright.
Sense motive.
Cool.
Okay.
13.
You feel like he's telling the truth.
Alright. Do me a favor. Put the little ones in front of me.
Okay. Grabs them kind
I'm
of
gonna
like.
turn the key and open the door.
Why?
Just
Okay. So he grabs them up and he's got them like ready to basically just push out of the door.
I turn the key and open the door as quickly as I can.
Alright, then you turn the key and open the door.
Alright. Happen?
He shoves the kids out for some reason, but then he steps out himself.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
What happened? The assailants, did you attack them?
There's a few left, but I don't think they'll be bothering you anymore.
Okay. Have you seen Miana?
Who's? I didn't.
Start checking the tents.
Okay. They're all empty, but there's like bedding and stuff in each of them. You know, they've got sleeping bags,
Who?
some types of mats, all that kind of
What
stuff.
type of race is this individual? Human?
He's a human, the kids are half elf.
The kids are half elf.
Yeah.
It must be an elf.
At the cage.
Okay.
Is there a dead?
Is the red
It's-
dead full elf?
Also, no. It's you can tell that they're males. There's 3 of them, 3 bodies, all masculine, and they, if you roll a heal check, would be able to determine the cause of death. But based on your life as a soldier, you're fairly certain it was from a combination of exposure and malnourishment.
I rolled 20.
It's a combination of exposure and malnourishment.
They were exposed and malnourished.
You're still digging a grave over here.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
No, I went to go save the hostage.
4 days ago,
I have nothing to
they
say.
took her somewhere. They said they were going to ransom her back to the city. Where we're from.
Can I make a
5 minutes ahead of
Would it
us?
be a knowledge local to see? X amount.
Just roll a straight intelligence check because you're trying to remember if you passed an elf woman who seemed to be displaying signs of like distress. Yeah.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
18.
You don't recall meeting somebody on the road. You also haven't asked for a physical description of her, but like you don't recall seeing anybody who was
Of a
had like
shady
Stockholm
character,
syndrome or
yeah.
anything that like was actively, trying to get away from somebody.
Oh, sorry, friend, I can't say I have.
Well, do you have any food? The boys haven't eaten for some time.
I immediately
do
step
have-
up and start giving them some rations.
Oh,
Okay.
I
I
was
give
about
them-
to say I take out a chunk of meat.
The 2 we have tied up are still by those tents, right?
Yeah.
I wish to go and talk to them.
Okay, so you start making your way back towards that main encampment.
Yes.
Alright. What are you doing?
I'll go with him.
Okay, so you go with him.
Mm-hmm.
You
So-
2 are starting to feed the kids.
I'll give them 5. You give them 5. I should get them
Yeah,
enough
that's
to
really
get a
good.
little energy and to get back to Bard's Gate.
Roll a heal check.
Oh dear lord.
I can assist you. Or are you trained in
You can
to
each
this?
roll separately, or
Okay.
one of you can assist the other.
I'll assist you if you're better at it.
Do you have a rank in it?
Yes,
If you have at least one rank, you can assist.
I do have one rank.
Okay.
Oh, that's a burn. Okay, so 16.
It's DC 10 to assist, you get a +2. 28. You would know if you were to give them that amount of food, two things would happen. A, they would immediately eat all of it, and B, they would probably die from their burst stomach.
Yep. You just give them what?
You gotta give them
Assisting
little
on
bits.
them. Not yet,
Yeah,
all at
you
once.
have to
but-
Slowly
you,
reintegrate.
you have
yeah,
to
that's what I would
slowly
tell them. Don't eat it
reintegrate.
all now,
One
but
cracker at a time.
use this to
They
get
would
home.
not. They would not have the self
Too
control
hungry, gotcha.
to not eat all of it.
Alright.
So you start rehabilitating them.
Yep.
Giving them little bits of food and water. Okay. The father figure also takes some, but you can see that he's conscious enough to like
To understand. how that works.
He understands stuff.
Yeah, and he's trying to get the children to calm down.
Yeah.
And understand that like, I know you want to eat it all, but you can't. Take little bits.
That's why I give it to the father, because he understands that, not to the
So-
kids.
Why are you so proud of Bard's Gate if you're from there?
We're merchants. We deal mostly in alchemical reagents. I'm a salesman. My wife, she collects natural herbs and components from the countryside as we travel to and from the northern cities and Bard's Gates. And we spend our life on the road.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't
So-
you know I'm a professional herbalist?
Oh, yes. If I hadn't have had my research notes destroyed by those brigands, I would have been happy to give you what I had.
I'd just like to know, what herbs were you looking for?
So he would say things like wolfbane, hemlock, stuff that would be used to make like aggressive poisons to be given to like, you know, make like rat poison things to use to like keep vermin in
Rodents and
check.
Stuff, yeah.
And does my professional herbalist know this would be a fact?
Sure, go ahead and roll.
Basically trying to see, are we being bullshitted?
I mean,
That's a 17.
Yeah, I mean he makes like, he's effectively a pest control guy.
Spyglasses. I give him the sort of the checks out nod.
Right.
While slowly looking around for something.
I'll nod back to him.
All right, you can make a perception check while you look for your something.
I can.
All right.
They land on the table if it makes any difference. They are right there.
Hope they're on the bin.
They're right on the bed.
Well, I'm sorry we didn't see your
In the
wife.
age. Yep,
the
it's right
house
underneath your
color,
head. Just keep going down.
Hair color.
I just don't want
He gives you a physical description.
Alright.
She is average height for an elf.
So
Darker hair than usual. Has a couple of scars and stuff on her face from
from just mistreatment.
mistreatment from just life on the road.
Yeah. I find her. I'll make sure to send her your way. Are you guys going back to Bard's Gate?
We'll probably stay the night here and
It's just spring.
spend some time resting and stretching out, and then make our way back to the city. Yes.
Okay. Do yourself a favor. Take whatever you can. Don't much there's no sense in, be scrounging late in the middle of the night. Let's be prepared now for later.
Okay. He would kind of start looking around for what he could take, and none of it really catches his eye, so he starts making his way towards the road.
Okay.
The boys follow him because they don't really trust you guys.
That's fair. Hard to trust
do
him
we
with,
want to give him like a chain shirt and maybe a short sword?
I don't have any of that stuff on me. I didn't move bodies.
As far as I'm concerned, all of that loot was taken on the road and put on the carts.
Mm-hmm. We can arm the gentleman. We have.
I mean, like he's gonna have to walk
Yeah,
back
he's
to
gonna
the
pass
road.
by them,
I'm
so-
saying.
Yeah, we have like
I've
8
let,
of
I've
those.
let them know to
Nice.
visit the nice kobold and dwarven cleric.
Okay. So a few minutes goes by, you can see that, Alec, you can see that there are people coming back from that like hostage encampment. You would see an adult male, 2 children, and the rest of the party.
Okay.
You guys were walking back over towards these two, so you've already gotten there. They haven't quite left yet. What do you do when you get there?
Oh, I wish to interrogate the men, ask whether they have any details about the elf they sold.
So the cleric says nothing. The half-elf, who's the one that was very forthcoming, says, yeah, she's about 2 days that way. And he kind of gestures towards the northwest part of the road.
The northwest part we came from, or the way we're going?
You're coming from the south.
We're going
So
north.
basically,
We're going north.
what he's saying is
She's
they have an
further.
encampment over here where the hostages were. She's a whole other 2 days that way.
Right, that way, the way we're going.
No.
Mm,
We're going
no.
this way. And they're
He's
going that way.
gesturing more towards the foothills of the mountain.
Oh.
You guys are sticking to the main road.
Okay.
So
Right. So the cleric's not talking.
Hmm.
About. So I don't think he needs his tongue to cast, verbal components of spells he doesn't need to cast.
Okay.
And I'm not there to stop you.
Yeah, you guys aren't there.
Well, he's not talking, so I think he's trying to hide something.
What do you do?
Gonna
I'm gonna
roll
ask
too.
him, do you got anything to say about that? That elf that you sold? Come out.
She wasn't sold. There's a shack that we use up that way.
Oh my.
Right,
Oh.
so I cut out his tongue.
Oh, but wait. I wish before stop being the kobold.
Okay.
I wish to ask, and where might this shack be?
If you continue on the main road, you'll eventually come to an apple tree. Just from seeds getting spat out of carts over the years. If you have the tree to your back, looking west, it's 1 day's march forward.
Is it insight for Elias?
It's sense motive, but
Sense
yeah.
motive, yeah. I'm gonna try sense motive and see whether he's lying to me or not. 7. Alright, I mean 8.
You were not really sure if he's
Sense
lying or not.
motive.
Okay. You're also not really sure if he's lying. He just said 2 days that way, and now he's saying it's a day from somewhere else. You don't know.
Right.
I wish
Plan
to.
has changed.
I wish to try to intimidate him.
Okay, roll an intimidate.
Alright.
What do you say?
Oh,
Or do?
I know you slew those people in those cages. You broke the law. I am in full rights to execute you now. It would be very helpful for
how
me.
do you have
So
all
the-
this information?
Well, because I went with you to see the
See the bodies, and then once you let them out, they left.
Well, you weren't saying he didn't say that he slew them. He just said they died.
I mean,
Yeah, it's still death by like keeping someone in a cage.
Called
It's
a bluff?
passively slaying them.
Yeah.
anyway,
passive.
so what are you saying? What are you doing?
I have full rights to execute you, and whether or not you give me this information.
So the cleric
Raise
starts
my
panicking.
hand.
He's kind of like worming away, like, no, please don't, stop it. And the half elf just goes, yeah, you do.
So is his information correct? Do you have a shack?
Yeah. It's where we take the lady folk.
To make them do particularly feminine tasks like washing dishes and, clothing, correct?
Yes.
Yes. I'd do a heal check to carefully cut out his tongue. The cleric, that is.
Okay, you don't need to roll a heal check. You just because he's bound again. There's nothing that he can do to stop him. You force his mouth open, grab.
I just
cut
want to
at the
do it
root.
precisely so that I don't accidentally kill him for bleeding.
Did you already cut his
Okay,
hands off?
so you
Not yet.
he's
I'll hold
he
him.
was at full hit points when
Mhm.
when he fell unconscious.
Mhm.
At this point, you've done a D4 plus your strength mod, which I think is negative.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you cut his tongue out. He doesn't die from it, but he starts like choking on his own blood.
Does he have a holy book that I can nail it to?
Jesus.
No. you
You can take his symbol.
Why?
would have his holy symbol, but you
So fucking.
I already have his symbol.
yeah.
I don't want a symbol. I'll
You
just-
wouldn't have
I mean,
you wouldn't have a
once
holy
we found
book.
out about
Alright,
the shack,
I'm done.
this no longer seems
Okay.
people to me.
Alright, so he kind of like rolls to his side. You see the fountains of blood start coming out of his mouth. And then the other one is just like waiting for his turn.
Yeah, so why are you with them? Come out.
Necessity.
Okay.
I used to live in that shack, and when the hobgoblins came down from the mountains, they destroyed my farmland, they destroyed my livestock, killed my family.
Hobgoblins?
Yes, hobgoblins.
That's almost.
Are you allies with these hobgoblins?
No, they just destroyed his livelihood.
Yeah, I'm not thinking straight.
Yeah, they... No, I'm not their ally. They destroyed everything I had. These bandits found me and took me in, but instead of going into the mountains and pursuing my quarry, we came back out here to the road to prey on passersby.
If I didn't slay you, would you slay more hobgoblins?
It's hard to take him
He-
seriously when he carries a scalpel of a
he-
dead
he-
ally.
While holding a knife.
He goes,
After
no.
watching some-
If I see another day, I am probably going to drop on my knees and repent and
slay hobgoblins, yes.
I'm just gonna.
if that is what keeps me alive, then I would consider that my life's calling.
Yes.
You don't have to roll an intimidate. He is
Thoroughly
convinced you are mad.
Are you like drooling?
Right now, I
Yeah,
have
someone's scalp
No,
on
he
him.
has
I
the
mean, that's
occasional-
already gotta
I think
be
he's
enough
about
for the
5 seconds away from going.
Look at me. I'm the kobold man.
I'll free him then, and then rearm him and point him in the direction of the Dragon Hills. Say, slay them.
No, we just hit
The
into the
Dragon Hills are in the complete opposite direction.
Right. I'll point
armed
them in the direction
for
of the
his
shack with
character.
the hobgoblins.
Okay.
Always.
Well, should we aid him?
So you cut him
Give him a
loose.
He
This is
said he
his
armed
life's
him.
quest now.
You cut him loose, and he
straight bolts.
isn't really sure what to do. So he's like, I'm gonna just stick with you until your allies know I'm not escaping.
What you do?
Wonderful idea.
Slay hobgoblins.
Okay.
He will slay
So-
them, but first let us regroup.
Back to you guys. So, you would actually see that
I'm
they
listening.
cut the tongue out of one, and then he frees the other one, and he kind of gets up and just looks around and kind of puts his hands up like, I'm not reaching for anything, I'm not doing anything.
That I heard the conversation they had, correct?
Your your familiar would have heard it and then relate it to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay put. I'm gonna continue writing my journal because those.
Taking notes. Okay, that's how
Okay,
you do that.
so back
Yeah.
to the hostage encampment. You guys
Raid the place. Fuck it.
Yeah, you raid the place. You find a very similar setup of what you found by the tents. Smashed like wine jugs, beer kegs, like anytime they could get money and food, they just ate it, would drink it away. You don't find any nefarious substances, but you do find evidence of some, but basically as soon as they would get it, they would use it. You didn't find a stash or anything.
Any paperwork, documents, things.
You find old ransom notes.
Old ransom
Basically,
notes.
they were trying to capture some people every now and then ransom them back to relatives in the city.
No important documents like deeds.
Nope.
Is there any disturbed earth? Like they were digging and trying to cover it up and find something?
Roll a perception check.
24.
You do find nearby, Asher starts picking up some shallow graves where it looks like they've buried some of other expired individuals. But you don't find like a secret stash or anything like that.
Anything on the bodies?
No. The bodies in the cages as well as the hostages were effectively stripped bare except for minimal clothing.
Any remaining booze?
You know,
Or supplies?
I'm
that are
starting to
still
think
good?
this is an extra elaborate way to get us to believe that they're just bandits and not trying to jump us on the street. Brilliant.
Alright, Since there's nothing else to find,
Yeah.
I go ahead and start heading back to
Can't
the
find
band.
anything.
Oh yeah,
any
they're really
information.
working to make us think these are just bandits and not here specifically for us.
Yeah, I'd proceed back to the cart. at
Okay,
this point.
so you guys
Yeah,
start making
same
your
here.
way back. As you would return, you would find this one has been unbound and freed by the kobold and the cleric.
What about the one? That's
Well, the dwarf cleric. The elf cleric has had its tongue ripped out.
Is he screaming in pain?
He's
Screaming.
gurgling in pain.
Screaming in pain? I'm just gonna end up.
Okay, do you use a shot or you do it with the blunt side?
I'm just
Or
gonna.
do you use the sword?
I'm just gonna.
I mean,
Good night.
honestly,
It's
if
not
he could
bad.
just hold his face up towards the sky, he'd probably.
Oof. It's like the turkey. Alright, yeah, so you
Yeah.
finish this one.
I'm not hanging around.
Do you
for-
guys bring them up to speed on what you found out?
Yes.
Yes.
I certainly hope so. The
What-
Adolan's about to kill the free one.
What is your name, newest disciple? And I'm speaking only in Draconic, so I hope he speaks Draconic.
I'm
So
translating.
Uh,
no, I understand all of this.
Wait, do you speak
Same
Draconic?
here.
I can speak and understand Draconic.
Okay.
I can
Alright, so
speak
you're
read,
translating
and
for
write.
him.
I'm translating for the
For the half elf. Or for the human. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you he gives you his name as Malok.
Okay.
Malok.
Just a second. Go forth, new disciple. Slay them.
Wait,
Wow.
you don't want to give him a new kobold name?
That's a really good idea.
Like, how can you call him your newest disciple and not go, no, that is your slave name. Your new name is Kobold. The kobolder of kobolds.
Alright, so he starts moving to the cart and getting some stuff ready.
Yep.
You guys would see that the father sees that you freed him and basically looks around and is like, I'm going to kill him if you're not.
I'll let
No,
him.
no. I walk over and say, no, this is no longer Malak, who tormented you so. This is Kalak, slayer of hobgoblins.
He was their leader.
Was.
Wait.
Got a
He's
point.
the leader?
That's
Yeah.
I'd like to roll a sense motive.
Sure.
18.
Yeah, you think that if anybody would know their hierarchy, it would be this guy. He was the most vile one of them.
That changes things.
Yeah, that's when I just tap my big friend on the shoulder and go,
I'm gonna
An arrow's
take
already
his
flying at him.
arms.
Huh?
I already shot an arrow at him at this point.
Alright, so
Yeah, we all just kind
Okay.
of.
Yeah, we're all
No,
just gonna
no,
kill
you
him.
came to the wrong
Hey, you know
neighborhood.
what?
Ted.
Hey, we're
so
getting in
yeah,
on this.
7
I'm
plus
gonna throw in a little
familiars
flask
on
as
one.
well.
You guys run him down and
Oh.
end him.
No,
Don't
go
worry,
back to the
we
car.
didn't kill Karlak, we killed Malak.
All sound and fine then.
So
We-
he relayed the information to us about the nefarious shack of horrors.
That must be where they
You know what the worst part is now we have to go to the damn shack so that there's a survivor.
Okay.
Why would there be a survivor?
Why?
We need a survivor to go back and tell them that we did this.
Yeah, but these are people.
So that way
trying
they
to-
can give a status report on our current location.
Tell who
I
though?
think they work with that individual.
These were just random people.
We don't know that. This could be an ultra
How many
elaborate
times do you have
plot.
to tell us?
You
Cobalt,
can be
help
as
me
paranoid
here.
as you want.
Super
Deep face.
elaborate
They
plot.
were just bandits. So
Could
he,
be
I would-
Cobalt level
I-
five.
Probably,
Actually,
I would
no,
let-
they're not just bandits, they're also rapists.
I would tell them
that's
that
very true.
Yeah, we should
No,
murder them all.
hold
did
on.
tell-
That was only implied. They could be just doing dishes over there.
That's
Alright,
because
I
all
would-
we can do is
Yeah,
imply it.
we can only imply it because
right.
of the
we're,
OG.
we're implying that they're doing lots of dishes.
At the risk of saying a copyrighted comment, I think we need to go investigate this love shack.
Yeah,
Fine
that's
with
all
me.
going to need to be edited out.
No,
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
totally fine.
No, not for YouTube because of the open gaming license. That all needs to be edited out.
Which part?
Oh, the
The-
love shack and any reference to it.
Yeah. all
Okay.
that. We're gonna need to cut that. All right,
Yeah.
it's fine, but
We'll bleep it.
will do.
Alright,
we can
right.
bleep it. Yeah, that too.
Ah.
All right. Anyway,
Vander?
so you guys
Vander.
finished that one,
I'll just
I would
mute
let
it.
them know.
But
you would let them
You were
know.
saying in
Man,
character.
and
Oh,
Destroyed him.
what I was saying, I was gonna tell the father or the man with the children, like, go back to town.
Yeah. Here's
most definitely.
4 days of rations from our
Let the
stock.
guards know.
To
And
Let the guards know.
guy, not the kids.
Huh.
Yeah,
Let-
I'm only interfacing with the father.
Hmm.
Interface.
No.
I'm
Let anybody you can find know of what occurred here. Give accurate descriptions to anyone who will listen, no matter how nefarious they look.
If you want to take a head, you can do that.
Yeah.
Before they go, I give them 20 gold.
If you
Try
can
to-
find one of
Oh
those
my
scouts
gosh.
still.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, he's getting
That's
20
almost
gold,
heretical
4
for a
days
dwarf
worth of
to do.
rations for-
Holy crap!
And he
I'm gonna
has a
retire.
chain shirt and a long
Yeah.
sword at
A
least.
charitable dwarf.
And
That's
these
your-
friggin'
my
armor
God.
too. So
Hey, let's
That
arm the
should help
kids.
him at least get back on his
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah.
Light
Nah,
crossbows
that's a
don't weigh
lot
that
more.
much.
We may or may not be
I had
able to
one
find
when
him,
I
so
was
we
there.
should finish it and go
Are we
down,
going to
get
proceed
back
to
on
the
his
other
feet.
location, or are we going to move
Find
forward
your
on our
dishwasher.
path?
it's up to the party. You know, we send him off. Yeah, Godspeed.
Look, as much as I respect our highly important mission, I'm going to send a message to let them know we are slightly deviating off course, but still headed in the general direction.
Well, how many charges are on that one?
10.
Not that important. We're
This
only
is
4
enough
days
to
out.
let him know we're taking a short 2-day deviation, and we'll be back on track in no time.
I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
expect
not
us to not be
necessary.
to the next city until 30 days. I think.
The wand is only supposed to send him messages concerning our actual quest.
Yes, our actual quest to be the decoy.
Can we
Yeah,
send
no,
your?
you only
We're
wanted
not,
it-
but we
us to
also
send
have
them.
another quest to do things.
Can we send Ashton ahead to scout the location?
Well, my question
See if there's any
is,
survivors
what
there
if
to
he
begin
attempts
with?
to
We have a-
Two
contact
days.
us, and we are not
Oh, wait.
the
I
location
feel like
we're
his-
supposed to be at
It's a
this
couple
point
of
in
days.
time.
His
Yeah,
raven
I
will
was
be
gonna
able to do
say
it.
his raven would probably be a better bet.
Then we'll
for
deal with
that.
that.
Yeah, I don't think it can. I don't think the bond
Okay.
would extend that far. He has
Yeah.
to stay within a certain
I
distance.
pull the wand out, I hand it to you.
I
And
honestly
don't
don't-
want to be
I
in charge
honestly-
of this crap.
I honestly don't want to go help those people because it's off the beaten track, but
Alright.
it's up to the party. I'm not the one hiking these things.
I morally would like to go rescue those individuals. At the cost of our.
Protect the innocent,
Let's
save the
split
weak.
the party.
All right, so it sounds like we've got several yays and one nay.
Oh.
So the bulk of them are wanting to go to the shack.
I'm along for the ride.
All right.
He goes with a
So-
donkey.
Before we go, though, I want to kneel over Kalak's body. Kalak, slayer of hobgoblins. Now say, don't worry, my friend. You will slay them in the afterlife.
No, you won't.
And since he's a half-elf, we'll color his hair.
Oh my god.
Like black.
I don't want it.
Okay.
I'm gonna take charge of
Yeah,
one of the
everyone has
donkeys.
black hair now for some reason.
Okay. So
Well,
you guys
I
start.
actually have hand lamp.
You guys start continuing
Right,
north. The rest of the day is rather uneventful. That night, you guys are making camp on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have watch?
I'll watch.
Take watch.
I got a dude who doesn't need to sleep.
Okay.
So it's just gonna be me and the big guy.
That must be a fun
It's like-
conversation.
Are we
So,
supposed to be going north or northwest to get to the shack?
this game.
Northwest.
Northwest.
Okay.
So we should
He
north
just
to
needs
the
to
apple
stare
tree
at him.
along the road,
Alec.
and then we gotta.
He doesn't
Yes.
communicate
That's
that
the-
way.
yeah.
Roll the will save.
Oh.
Ah.
Will you please pass?
I don't know if I want to make the save or don't want to make the save. Don't tell me. Let's find out. 7.
Well, obviously,
Apparently
only
you
one way.
don't.
I don't know.
All right.
I always good when they don't say anything afterwards.
Moving on.
And Van,
Yep. Moving on.
make a fortitude save.
Alright.
Oh God.
Black. That's a burden.
Yes, that's right. Use the card.
I am.
Never once failed with a card.
4. 12.
Until.
Maybe.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Alright.
Gee.
How much time constitutes a long rest?
8 hours.
Alright, so
How many hit points do we get back?
Oh, and we travel.
1 hit point per
for-
your character level.
And we
guess
travel
I'm
for a
taking-
day.
Just
an air ration.
No, no, that's if you
I
have a
guess I would
special
take
cool bed.
first
Hmm?
watch, so I can
All
still
right.
get
So we get hit
my 8
points.
hours, and then have the big guy take the second half.
Okay.
I'm only 3 hit points shy of max.
Right. So if you were hurt, if you rest, you get Since you guys are level 2, you get 2 hit points back.
How
And
long
if
do I
we have
need?
Short?
that bedroll.
Before I went to bed, I can't yet.
Was
So
there
I'll
one
drink
there?
that.
Do you know how long I need to
I'm good.
meditate for to
I don't have to
actually
waste it
get my
yet.
spells
I'm
back?
gonna wait
Yes,
until
actually,
it's important.
it's 10
Okay.
minutes
I just realized
to
I
get
couldn't
a
do
first
this.
level
I'm a
spell
spell
back,
guy.
but
Straight
you have to roll a
distance on
DC,
The,
Um,
we have the mess
like 10
Then
plus
it's
the
2
spell
hit points
level
per level.
spellcraft check to get the spell back. To heal him, which I would suggest.
For sleeping wise, Luke.
After you sleep, you get them all back.
Right,
get
right.
everything
But
back.
he,
Wait,
to be
now
efficient,
my question.
he should try and recoup with the game meta or the game,
Yeah.
you know, whatchamacallit, a first level spell with a DC 11 spell check to try and actually do a cure light wounds on the people who are severely injured.
Yeah, well,
Who's
I'm
gonna
not
sleep
severely
after?
injured. I took
I did
3
cure that
effect.
with myself.
Okay.
But other people need healing, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
So-
well,
Well,
I mean,
that's
I'm only
easy.
3
Yeah.
hit points shy
Right,
of max.
but
It's
Vander's
not that
like
big a
10
deal.
hit
I'm not a
points.
frontline fighter. I'm
Oh,
a
I'm good.
caster at distance.
I use a few potions.
Okay.
So the
Never
real
mind.
question is, did
Next
you
time.
guys get your hit points back?
I didn't take any damage in the fight.
But you also didn't have to make one of those special rolls that these 2 did.
As far as I know, that's full health.
Alright.
I mean, nothing
Yeah,
significant changed.
Just
with
seeing if it altered their sleep at all.
Watch.
Yeah, nothing happens
Alright, cool.
during the night. These guys had pretty much the local area under control. Nothing was coming into their territory, except other bandits and they would attack them. And this is still close enough to This is still close enough to Bard's Gate that there aren't like significant monsters out here.
I can see a
Except
Roman
for him.
dragon.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Not yet, but a couple more
Pointing
days
at
north,
you.
and you'll be near the Dragon Hills.
Did you want
I
to
know.
recording time? Did you want to
You're still wearing. Like,
yeah, you guys
get
each
stuck to
get-
your head by congealed
You guys
blood.
each get 150 XP. Cool. And I think that'd be a good place to pick up the
Good
next week.
stopping point. I agree.